yell at us if you.
Beyond the splattered grave. Beyond the splattered grave.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. My microphone is not
There
even
we
in
go.
front of my face, so there you go.
I'm so glad
Uh,
you're speaking into the right side of that thing now.
Yeah. You know, we went so long doing that wrong, and so many
It
comments.
worked out fine.
I remember we
got
went on
there.
call once, and you like wanted to call for a sec. You're like, people keep telling me that I have to talk into the end. Can you tell? Like, I don't think it sounds different at all. So you put it both orientations, and you switch it, and I was like, there's an immediate, very noticeable difference. You need you need to do that.
Because, like, yeah, it after about like the seventh comment, that's like right before we did that, I was like, okay, what's the deal here? Because I would edit and I wouldn't notice a difference, and then
Mm.
Luke and I both found out it's like we had to switch like something on the back here. Was it our gain or something was
Yeah, I
too
think it
high
was,
or
yeah.
too low or something? And like there's just little knobs on there. We switched it one setting over and it was like, oh, it's good now. It's like, I get what you're saying. I see it. Okay.
It all came together.
You know, that was only the first year of the show.
Oh yeah, because you guys have the same mic.
Yes.
Yeah, we bought the same stuff right off the rip. That's how we did it. We coordinated. We coordinated. We were ready to go. We knew we were in business. So that was the plan. Speaking of plans, they change all the time, like Luke was saying there. And yeah, I'm just gonna throw Alex under the bus here because he's one, not here yet. And two, he wasn't paying attention to the chat nor I guess the comments at the end of the last week. So he did not watch The Dark and the Wicked. And he's really upset about it. So he wants to just do a hangout news stream. So we're back.
We will
to
do
it.
Dark in the Wicked because I really do want to talk to you guys about it.
Yeah, I
At
mean,
some point.
Luke and I just watched it. So like, and this was our first time watching it. So
Yeah,
we have a lot to say. It was
sure.
very, very fun.
Exciting.
So,
And that's
yeah.
our review. There we lived up
There it
our
is.
end
It
of
was
the
good.
bargain there. Done and
Yeah.
done.
5 out of 5. There you go. Nah, but you know, while we wait to see if he trickles in here, we don't know what's going on. How you guys doing? What's going on? What's going on, fellas? Everybody
Oh,
doing
man.
good?
Pretty good. Yeah, I just got my my Wolfman video up, and I shot my Long Legs video as well, which I'm very excited about. It's been one of my most requested, since it came out. So I'm looking forward to finally doing a deep dive on that.
Nice,
Uh,
nice.
And then I'm also really, really excited because I put up a poll today because I had an open spot next month. So I had listed a couple different movies, and Skinamarink won the poll, which means I'm finally doing my Skinamarink video, and I'm so excited for that.
Oh yeah. Which one do you think I voted for?
In a Violent Nature?
Nope. I
First
voted for
Omen?
First Omen.
You just
It's
wanted
'cause
to
I'm-
comment on it.
No, I'm just looking out for you. I know you want to talk about that one, so I was like, let's
I
push it
will.
over.
I'm going to talk about it no matter what.
No, I'm excited. I like whenever I can mention Skinamarink in a video. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I still think that movie rocks. I
Same.
still think that there's like, it's one of those experiences that's just like, I
There's
won't
nothing like
forget
it.
that. Like
Nope.
Luke and I are just in our little indie theater in Akron, just sitting there. I had like some oh god, what are they, like their house-made Sour Patch Kids or whatever? Like
Nice.
they make their own Sour Patch Kids. I'm just sitting there eating it. It's like the
Bro.
theater is bone quiet, like you can't hear anything. It's just me and Luke sitting there, and I'm just like, I really hope he's liking this because this is really wild. Because I didn't like tell him shit about it. I don't think I told you
Yeah.
it was kind of weird from what I knew, but I didn't even know anything about it.
The Shane Gillis comments are bleeding into the streams now, too.
Oh no,
God damn it.
I haven't even gotten to everything here yet. But
Yeah.
what's up, Necro? How's it going? What's happening? And Gremlin, how you doing? What's happening? Is that Seattle? I don't know how to say it. I'm a terrible person when it comes to pronunciation. Nice. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're here. And we're doing good. I mean, I'm doing good. I don't want to
Pretty good.
speak for these guys because, you know, they might be doing terrible. I don't know. But that's what we're going to find out. Oh shit. Yep, we already did that one. Yep. He loves that. Even though you got Quint from Jaws today, didn't you?
Well, it's not today, but I have gotten that
What's up?
increasingly over the last
What's
couple
up,
of
Tommy?
months, and I definitely prefer that comparison. But
Robert
know.
Shaw.
yeah,
I got you. I feel you.
turn my
Well,
gain down a
I
bit.
wish
There
we
we
had
go.
some like WWE intro music, because the man, the myth, the legend, the void, the beyond of the void, the guy, the fella with the really cool hat, is here, and that is Alec. What's happening, my boy? What's going on?
Hell yeah!
How's the roof?
You're welcome. God, dude, everything I try to do is just like it never works out how I want, like ever.
Well, it's been a tough couple weeks for you, hasn't it, my friend? It's been
Yeah, I actually
How is
am
your
now.
computer situation?
I got my camera fixed on my old computer now, and the computer's still not fixed. So,
well, damn. Yeah, we're just checking in, seeing how everybody's doing. You got the Taco Bell coffee. I like it.
yeah, it's just an extra cup.
I did not expect to see. I saw the Taco Bell logo. I did not expect to see coffee in there. It was a little
Yeah.
much for me.
We just kept it.
Yes, but yeah, how have things been going other than the computer shitting out and everything?
Oh, I mean, I just been busy. Just a lot of stuff going on, man. Like, just a lot.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get as much as I can get done, but it's just like, I don't know. Like, when I keep passing out, I'm tired, fucking sleepy.
Sure.
But is my face all like, what is this thing? Oh, it does have that touch up thing. Shut that off. I don't
I
like
hate
that.
that those things are automatically enabled.
Yeah, I don't know why it does that. I hate it. It makes me feel like I'm trying to hide something. You know what I mean?
Can't live without it. I look like
Look
an
how
ugly
beautiful
duck
this
without it.
face is.
Right? This is what
I,
we've been saying.
I can't do without it, man. It's if I don't have it, then I know
Yeah.
that everybody's
You guys
gonna
don't even
I
know
do
what
it
I
for-
actually look like. I use such heavy filtering.
Oh boy.
I thought the Shane Gillis filter would play out well, but
Oh my god.
Are you actually Shane Gillis? Is that what you're selling us right now?
shut the fuck up. I'm
All
not
right.
making them at night.
Alrighty.
I didn't even get to share that we've been live, so I'm getting to it, guys. So just go ahead, talk ahead.
Oh, it's okay. I'm still doing that as well.
And
I-
by the
we
way,
ended up
just so
talking-
everybody knows, I didn't know that we were watching a movie tonight, so we changed plans. I'm just taking credit for that because I don't want anybody to feel like
No,
they
we
have
already
to.
threw you away under the bus before you got on here. So
I
you're
kinda
good. We
figured.
already got it. We already got it. We're ahead of you on that one.
Good.
But yeah, no, this is it's definitely it's okay. We'll get it. We got the topics. These are new, so we used to just be able to come in here, shoot it straight from the hip. So you know,
That's our second one,
we'll get there.
Yep.
Third, actually, because we had the Christmas one.
but we
then
had breaks in
the
between.
25, and then this. So, but nonetheless, you know, there's always a ton of stuff to talk about out in the world of horror, in the world that is these spooky
There is
movies.
lots.
What have you? I want to ask, what has everybody been watching? Evan, what you been watching, my friend?
Jesus. Not a ton, because I've been trying. The last couple weeks have been just trying to get back ahead on schedule for me. So it's been like watch the movie that I'm reviewing and then spend forever working on the video just so I can get ahead of things. But I have been ordering in a lot of movies. So I have a lot of new movies that I've been wanting to check out soon, and a couple older films that I haven't seen before.
like what? I'm curious.
That I haven't seen.
No, the ones that you've been ordering, like to watch.
Well,
ahead.
I just got in the Criterion No Country for Old Men, the 4K release.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I got the 4K
That's amazing.
7, the Digipack 7. I got At Eternity's Gate, the movie where Willem Dafoe plays Vincent Van Gogh, which I'm really excited to check out. I've never seen it before. I got Mother, that Jennifer Lawrence movie that I thought was fucking
Mother!
fantastic,
I love
but everyone
Mother.
hates. Apparently, everyone hates it, but I fucking love that movie. And then a couple Bergman films as well. I watched Cries and Whispers last night. I've got The Seventh Seal on the way. Andrei Tarkovsky's Mirror has been taking up the entirety of my brain for a couple weeks now. That movie fucking blew me away.
I have that. I haven't seen it yet, though.
Well,
Mm.
if you don't like movies that are all about feeling and have no concern with story at all, you're gonna hate it.
Well, his movie, I know how his movies are.
Yeah, it's a
It's just a
complete.
grab bag of shit that you don't know what
It's
you're
just a
thinking
feel.
about.
Yeah, it's just a vibe.
Well,
Um,
he's like, it's like, what was the movie that he did that he's like most notorious? Oh, Stalker.
Yeah.
So he intentionally made the beginning of that movie as boring as possible. Literally,
I
this
know.
is his words.
Yeah,
I made it as boring as possible so the real film watchers would watch it to the point where it's good.
yeah. he's an enigma.
Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, that guy's like, he's a rebel, dude.
Yeah. Anyway, that movie was great, but I've been watching, just trying to like, I don't know, get a little more well versed in some Bergman and Tarkovsky movies recently, because I feel like that's a hole that I have in my wheelhouse.
Akira
Feel
Kurosawa
ya.
with the dreams.
Kurosawa, I got that as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Seven Samurai is one of my favorite movies already, so I'm excited for that. But anyway,
Gotcha.
I got that
Hell
one
yeah,
too
hell yeah.
myself, actually. We've been getting a lot of the same stuff, actually.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
Luke, what have you been watching, my boy? I know we've been kind of lacking on screeners and things, so it's just kind of like having to preoccupy our time with our own stuff, getting our lists together. What have you been checking out?
I just been staring at a ceiling. You know.
Oh, fair,
That's what I
fair.
like to do. Now, I've been watching a lot of Japanese gore, disturbing films. I guess.
Okay.
You would say. For
A little tease for next Sunday's
yeah,
video.
a little list that we're workshopping right now. But I watched a film from 1996 called Naked Blood. It was.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that one.
It's a
That's a
wild.
treat.
It is. Never have I been more disturbed by a butter knife, but it is it's a wild time. And then I watched it's 2009's Grotesque, and it's just this dude
I actually own
torturing the shit out of this
Naked
couple,
Blood,
and
by
it's
the way.
fucking
That's-
wild. They
I've
go
been
into some
I've been
dark
told.
territory.
I've been told, because like it's one of those things where because I've been doing all these disturbing horror movies list, Grotesque gets brought up just about every video I post whenever I'm talking about disturbing stuff. Naked Blood and some of the others, I don't want to spoil the rest of the list, but some of the others other than one, I think there were definitely ones I had never seen. So I'm eager. But I make our thumbnails, so I've been I have to go and find little images of these, and just looking through Naked Blood, I was like, oh, I can't use any of these. Like, there's
Yeah.
just nothing for me to put on there.
It's
Nothing
it's
like carving yourself open, huh?
my gosh.
Yeah.
There's some interesting imagery in that film.
Yeah.
I highly
It's all about
recommend it.
love, though, you know?
It is, you know. At the end of the day, it's a love story.
It's about
so
family.
it all works out. And there's a cactus in it, so
Oh, don't tell me that.
Oh, yeah. Towards the end, huh?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually did want to say this. I don't know why. I think Luke popped in or something happened, and I didn't get to say this to Evan, but I can now say it to all of you, so this is better. That's I went to Walmart before I came here. I had to stop and get some things, and I was walking by the movie section, and the Lucky Ducks over in Brimfield, they put out a movie, a little film coming out tomorrow. They put it out early. Did not expect them to have the 4K, but they had it. And that would be The Substance. So I could not pass that up. There was
nice.
one copy of the 4K, so I grabbed it. Otherwise, I would have called you, Luke. But
Oh, no,
that's
no
all it was. So
They had Motel Hell on 4K.
I saw that. Yeah, I
Um,
almost
I picked that
snagged
up.
that.
I haven't seen it
Oh.
in ages, so I'm eager to really watch that one.
That's a fun one.
I have The Substance on pre-order. It just hasn't shipped out yet.
Yeah, I had pre-ordered it on Amazon, and I was gonna grab it, but it's sitting right there in 4K. I'm like, I might as well. And then
Yeah.
they had Drag Me to Hell. The Steelbook
4K?
was there
Nice.
on 4K. So it was really a Sophie's choice at that point, but I went with The Substance because I've just been dying to watch it, and I'm just like, man, I need to pick that up.
I got
Considering it's my favorite film of last year, it's just like
I got
been
my
on the
partner's
brain.
grandparents to watch it.
Hell yeah,
That
they
was
loved it. I
fascinating.
bet.
They actually liked it quite a bit. They
Old
they
people
didn't
surprise you, man.
they
They're
did not
real-
understand the last 10 minutes. They said they really didn't like that. But up to that, they're like, this is great.
I thought they
Um,
would have loved the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's
it
very
really comes
palatable.
together.
Yeah.
That's when everybody gets together, and that's what brings it
You
all
know
home.
what I
for
love
me.
so much about that movie is it's the kind of feeling where like you watch it and you get like half hour in and you're like, oh, this is the crazy thing that people are talking about. Holy shit, this is wild. But then that keeps happening like every 10 minutes. We're like, oh, this is the thing. This is where people are really losing their mind about this. And it never stops. It just keeps going and going and going. Is that a
Feed
similar idea?
you.
I mean, it's not as bad as some of the stuff you guys have been talking about, but like, it's kind of gross. I had to watch it when I wasn't eating, because I usually like I'll eat and then sit and watch a movie, and I couldn't do it like a couple of times because this movie is not one you eat.
That was a contender for my last list, and I watched only about half of it, and I was like, okay, this isn't that extreme, but this is pretty fucking gross. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
really
it's-
gets to you, especially if you're if you're a heavier set guy like myself, and you get a little subconscious about that sometimes. It's like, oh man, this is a lot. Okay, I don't like this at all.
Yeah,
It's a tough one.
It's about a guy who's in love with women and feeding them to death, and it is as foul as you may get with sex and food.
So another love story.
Another
Yeah.
love story. It's all about love here. I mean, we're going into
Yeah.
February, so
But it's funny because the guy who directed it was the director of Lawnmower Man.
Oh, really?
Really?
That's
Yeah.
wild.
Brett Leonard, dude. So he also did Virtuosity, Hideaway.
I was
a
about to
couple
look
of-
him up.
Yeah, I just watched Hideaway too because I was like, oh, I remember this movie with Jeff Goldblum. Fucking crazy, dude.
That's based
but
is
yeah.
that based off a Dean Koontz novel? I think it might be.
Yes, Hideaway is, yeah. But it was a terrible representation of the book.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the
it
book
was.
is not that good anyway, supposedly.
I saw-
Correct. It was like it had a low bar, and I was like, I'm gonna, because I had read the Dean Koontz novel, and then I was like, oh, we'll see. It's got Jeff Goldblum in it. And I was like, okay. I was underwhelmed by the book, and I was even more underwhelmed by the novel or the actual
Right.
film.
I haven't read Hideaway, but I definitely read Phantoms. That's one of my favorite ones.
Ben Affleck was the bomb in Phantoms. Isn't
Mm.
that the quote? Whatever it is. It's
Yeah, it
like-
is.
The bomb,
Love
yo.
that.
I love that movie, though. That movie's a great movie. I don't know why people. It's like The Thing almost. You know, it's like The Blob and The Thing all in one movie.
I didn't expect that. I'd never seen it. I always assumed it was like, for some reason, my brain went to what's that one where they have to die and resuscitate themselves, and it's like
Flatliners.
Flatline. I always got like a Flatliners vibe from the cover, so
That's a
I
good
just
movie,
was always
too.
just like, yeah, Flatliners is good. But
I saw that. I think I saw that in the theater.
but I never like watched it, and then I saw like somebody was doing a list like a year or so ago on just like underrated gems. They had that on there, and I was like, this is not the movie I expected it to be at all. Just when they described it, I was like, I'm gonna have to check it out. Just going into some of the comments here. What's going on? What's happening? Let's talk horror movies. How you
What's
doing?
shaking?
Good to have you. Oh yeah, Shiny. We are here. We
Arnie,
go live
Necro,
every
Rami,
other week. Having lots
Johnny.
of fun there. Oh, this is a good one. I just watched Lake Mungo for the first time. You guys like that one? I know it's old, but I was super creeped out by
Hell
it.
yeah.
Lake Mungo is awesome.
I like your
glad to hear
name, by
that.
the way. That's a cool name.
Yeah.
Seattle. That's so great.
I'm hoping, because I forgot that I had mentioned this, because I finally got my video with Cody up. But I had mentioned Lake Mungo with him, and he hadn't seen it. And I haven't asked him if he has watched it yet, but I would really like to know what Cody thinks of that one.
I just watched Eden Lake again for the first time. in a
I haven't
while.
seen it yet. I'm reviewing it this year, though. I have it on the schedule.
Dude, this movie
Tough
will
ending.
piss you the fuck off, dude. Like, it is
Very
not a
tough
feel-good
ending.
movie.
Oh, I know.
Luke, have you seen Eden Lake?
I have not. No.
Oh, that's one
Oh,
you
you
should
guys need
watch.
to watch it.
I'm,
You and
yeah,
Zoe,
I am
really
gonna
like it,
be-
but that ending's gonna piss you off. It
When-
pisses
when
me
do I
off.
have it?
It's-
Because
It's
it's
a-
like an
it's a-
underwhelming ending, or is
No.
It's just things happen
love-
in the movie
I
that
love
anger you as a
Unison.
human being.
I have it on the schedule for August.
yeah, we
so
did
it's still
that
gonna be a while-
together.
it's like no?
It's still gonna be a while, but I am gonna do it. I
Yeah.
also have funny games this year, so I'm having a really fun year.
Oh hell yeah!
You gotta see both
The-
of them.
wait,
if
the
you're gonna
original
watch
Yeah,
or the
I
remake?
am.
it. Okay,
both.
because they're both really good.
The
Both,
same
I'm doing
director
both.
too.
Yeah.
I believe for both of them.
Yeah, same director.
Which
yeah.
is weird, you know. But I guess
Isn't that
Evil
Michelle
Dead got remade.
Michelle Haneke or whatever his
No,
name is?
Michael Haneke.
Michael Haneke. Yeah,
Yeah, it's not me. You're thinking of Michele Suave.
maybe. I've never heard
Yeah,
of that
from
guy
the-
before.
Yeah, you have. He did Cemetery Man.
Oh, okay. All right, gotcha. Yeah, Lake Mungo though. I like that one a lot. That's definitely when we're talking about like creepy ghost stories, like that's one that I will always go back to, saying definitely one of the best in that that little subset of ghost films. Because I'm not a big fan of possession movies.
Mhm.
Not a big fan
Well, it's not a
of
possession
ghost
movie.
stuff. No, it's not. I'm just saying like ghost stuff in general doesn't really freak me out all that much. But that's one of those ones where it's like they did like the kind of ghost kind of stuff with the documentary. They did it really well.
Scared the shit out of me.
You know what's funny? Like, I used to be really into supernatural films, and then I think we just get so overwhelmed with them.
Yeah,
It's
2010s there were like so many.
You know, like zombies. Like I
Conjuring
used
will
to
do
love
that to you.
zombies too, and then it
Yeah.
just got overwhelming. And it's like, I still love zombie films. Every now and then there'll
Sure.
be one that comes out that's really
I'll tell
good.
you again. I know we bring it up a lot, but we're gonna keep bringing it up. I'm still really looking forward to
It looks
28
great.
years later. Like
looks
I know
really
people
good.
are like, it's not zombies, but it's like I saw that trailer again. What did I go see?
Fucking scary trailer, dude.
Something I saw. It wasn't before Wolfman. It was something. Oh, I think it was actually.
Was it Nosferatu? Because it played before.
No, it was the
Nosferatu
last thing
made.
I saw in theaters. They played the trailer before it, and it was great to see it on a big screen. I forget what it was.
Can I say something about those that franchise? I feel like it kind of lost itself in the sequel, and I think a lot of it has to do with the way they shot it.
It's been a while since I've seen the sequel. I saw the first one again, more recent than that. I just got it digitally because I don't usually buy a lot of digital stuff, but like I don't have it yet, so I bought a digital copy on my Vudu just so I can rewatch it before the new one comes out. So
the first one
Nosferatu
was
extended cut is out tomorrow, by the way, on Vudu.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of that, so
Oh, okay. The first one of 28 Days Later is so up close, personal. A lot of times, there's some wide shots, a couple of them, but they're really not as many as there in the second one. And then the third one looks even wider than the second one when you see these pictures of stuff.
Hmm.
So I'm wondering if that's going to really play into, you know, like the intensity, because the first one is so intense.
mm-hmm.
The second one is, but
Well-
it just feels like a different breed. Like it just doesn't feel the
Hmm.
same.
Wasn't the first one also shot on like VHS or something like that? It was shot on like a specific camera, like a consumer grade camera. It wasn't like a I don't know, let me look this up.
It's probably why they had closer up shots, but you know,
Yeah, it was they intentionally shot it on like a camera that you can buy for like $200 at the time, just because
right,
they
but I
wanted
feel like
to
that
have like
added
a
to it, to be
documentary.
honest.
It absolutely, it was totally intentional. Let me see here. What did they shoot this on? You guys keep talking, I'll find it.
I'll bring up what they're talking about here. Mother's still on their list. Need to watch it. Mother, I brought it up recently in a video because I brought it up in my video on the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Because I was thinking, like, with the feeling of that third act of Texas Chainsaw, where it's just pure sensory overload and it's like bordering on exhaustion. The only other movie that gave me a similar feeling was Mother. This movie, like, captures the feeling of like people overstepping boundaries and not respecting like your personal space so well. It's such an uncomfortable and stressful movie. Like I was so fucking stressed watching this movie, but it's very good. It's very, very good. Javier Bardem is amazing in it. Jennifer Lawrence is amazing in it. It's been way too long since I've seen it, which is why part of the reason I bought it is because I've just been itching to watch it again.
Yeah, I saw it in the theater, and I remember thinking, this isn't a movie I'll watch a lot, but it's a
Yeah,
movie I'll
no,
never
you don't watch it
forget.
very often.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
I
it
really
was-
liked it because what's his name was in it? The Canadian King, Stephen McHattie is in it.
Yeah.
I love him.
It was
Yeah.
shot on a Canon XL1. It's
Ah.
a DV camera.
Right. That's why it looks like shit when you when it went to Blu-ray, because it didn't look right in Blu-ray. I wonder they're
Mhm.
going to be putting it on 4K, and I wonder how they're going to do it. They're probably going to use what's his name, Peter Jackson's fucking technique or whatever. You know, he has
Oh.
that thing for like shittier quality,
Like what he
stretching.
did with that documentary.
Right.
one about-
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was wild that they added like their voices to it. They had like people come in who were just like reading lips and being like, "Yep, we're gonna take our best crack at this and see what we come up with." It was crazy.
Oh, nice.
let's see. Anybody else see a dual pack of the Terrifier movies?
Yeah,
Are you talking
there
about
was
the
the
Bloody
Umbrella
Duo?
release.
And then the Umbrella one, which still everybody's getting them. Still haven't had a notification of our shipping.
I know, me neither. It said it was going to ship in January. We're running out of January.
We're running out of time.
Is this the triple thing that you guys got?
The
Yeah,
attack
that big
pack.
like collector's
Yeah.
art
Oh,
attack.
okay.
Yeah,
Everybody and their mother is getting it.
I've been
before
holding because I keep seeing the fucking Blu-ray when I go to the store, and I'm like, I don't need
Dude.
it. I have it on order.
I swear to God, I think we put our order in like the day it went up, didn't we?
I'm
Luke?
like,
Yes, I
I
did.
think you're right. Like, yeah, we
Day
did.
one. And
So what the fuck? Because
It doesn't mean
they're like,
anything.
screw you.
well, it did
I
because there was
know.
a cutoff date for when they said which
was-
orders were going to ship
and-
in like what it was at December, and then
And
which were
there's
gonna ship in
there's like
January.
the first 20,000 of them are like numbered or something.
Yeah,
So it's like, yeah, if you're within the first 20,000 that sell, then like you get a numbered one. Like someone I saw in the group got like the Art the Clown Appreciation Society got like 300 or something. That's the lowest one I've seen.
yeah.
How
So
dare
it's
you
like-
guys underestimate the clown, dude? Like seriously.
I'm not underestimating anything. I just want
I
my fucking
absolutely
attack
did
pack.
underestimate how well that movie was going to do. To be fair,
Yeah, I said it was.
I
Gonna
thought
make $1
50
million.
million tops.
Y'all,
I thought
y'all
50
said I was
million
crazy.
tops.
Now they need me to make a $80 million Art the Clown movie.
Can you imagine
Remake-
what like a mega high budget
Put
Terrifier
him in
movie would
space,
be
baby.
like?
Put him in space.
They could just add them to movies. That would be
Yeah.
fun. Like make them
They
like
kind of
a,
did.
you know,
though.
like
They
like
put him in
comic
that
books
show.
used to do that, where they would just like throw a character in every now and then. Just like I
Thank
forget what
you.
the guy's name is, but like the Thing, I think he was called or something.
The Thing.
It was in the DC comedy. He was like a green guy with like a bulbous head. I don't know. He was like
Sounds
a
like Jake.
interdimensional character that could just pop in and out of existence in different dimensions.
Oh, I know who you're talking about now. He's kind of a goofier character. He's not like
yeah.
I don't remember what he's called, but
Just have him pop in a Jason movie for some reason. on the next one, we'll pep this one up because this sucks.
I appreciate you watching the video. It was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears last night trying to get that thing posted. Definitely, I ended up having to upload like 3 different versions that were all cut differently.
Mhm.
And like Luke, if you saw in the studio, it
I know.
was-
I got the notification and it kept going, an issue was found. An issue was found. It's like, oh, he's having a rough night.
Yeah, and then I woke up this morning because I went to bed. I uploaded it one more time after cutting out a few more things and censoring just like a little bit more. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to
You didn't
bed.
try to fight the restriction?
I did, so that's what
Oh.
I ended up doing. I fought it on the second one because the first I always do this with these. I try to just go with what I get. So the first one is technically like the uncut version. Got
Right.
dinged. Okay, the second one was the one that I was like, this is gonna be safe, and it got dinged again. So then I fought that, and then I uploaded a third, which was more censored, and I was just like,
Yeah.
whichever one goes up, we'll see. And luckily, I woke up, both of them were monetized that morning. So I was
There
like,
you
okay,
go.
I'm going to go with the second one because
Just
I
to be
know that
safe,
one's
yeah.
a little bit better. So, and I was very happy that I did because it's doing really well. And I appreciate you watching. Makes the fruits of my labor much more rewarding.
That's
Daniel
one I
was
need to
asking me to
rewatch
do
there,
this one.
Necro.
Yeah, Daniel
Vordelak.
was telling me to watch it. He wants me to do a video on it.
Oh, did
I'm
you
gonna put it
skip
on
that
this
one?
week's watch list.
I haven't seen it. Yeah,
It's good. Yeah, Luke and I enjoyed it. I liked it a lot more when I sat on it. It was one of those ones where it's like the longer it sits with me, the more I enjoy it.
It's a unique film. That's the thing. It's,
They do-
it's like
There's one aspect to that I won't spoil if you don't know it, Evan. It's that
Who's
they
it
do in there. It's really cool. I really like what they did with that. So
that was a good chat.
okay. Thanks for being a dick. What's happening, Artie? Oh, look at that. Grotesque is what people think Saw is. Yes.
It absolutely is. 100%. It's a
I own
heartwarming
Begotten,
film.
actually, Earth Bear.
There we go. There we
I
go.
had someone
Motel
asking me to
Hell.
do a video on Begotten, and I'm like, I don't know what that would be,
It's-
but
Yeah.
we'll see. I can try.
I can't save all my
Let's
goodies.
see. There's
I
a new
can't say
Valentine's
my
film
goodies.
coming out here in Seattle. Anybody see that? Oh yeah, Hard Eyes. Yeah, Hard Eyes. Oh, I'm way behind. I'm just now checking. I'm like, good lord.
It's looking
Sorry,
fun.
guys. Yeah, Hard Eyes looks good. I'm excited. Definitely looking forward to that one. I think that's gonna if that could just have like the same tone as like Thanksgiving, I'd be all for it. That's all I need it to be.
Do you think it's going to dethrone the other February movie, other horror slasher?
What's the other February movie?
Really?
Like that's already out? Or...
Yeah, no, a slasher.
Oh no, it's not going to be better than My Bloody Valentine.
Like, what are you talking about? There's only one other one.
I thought you meant like coming out. I was like, there's more.
Oh, I thought
I mean,
I thought you were
dethrone it,
saying that
yeah.
the fucking Blumhouse movie was coming
mean
out like next
dethrone-
month. Like, what?
Of all time.
No.
That first My Bloody Valentine's. That's a classic.
It's a
among
fantastic
classics for
movie.
me.
It's so good, man.
The
It's so
dryer
good.
scene is my favorite thing ever.
It's amazing, and it's also like it's got this warmth because like it was shot where I live, so there's like this cultural like hominess to it. It's lovely.
I thought you meant
Every ti-
warmth is in the dryer for a second.
That too. That too.
Every time I watch that movie, I just want hot dogs when they get
Right?
to that scene. But he's just slamming that chick's head in the
Yeah.
hot dog pot.
No, it was a guy.
Was it a guy? Okay,
Yeah.
there you go. Point is, I just look at the hot dogs. That's all I'm looking for.
That's all right.
We know.
Did Luke and I are like, if we got a chance to, that would be one that we've discussed. If there was ever a remake that got sent to us, or like a sequel that got sent to us, they were like, hey, do this.
Yeah.
That would be one I would highly consider doing. Just more like a legacy sequel too. Just because like I don't want to tarnish the original, but I want to play in that world. You know what I mean?
Do you
Like,
guys like the 2009 one?
it's enjoyable. I don't think it's amazing, but I enjoy it.
I think it's fun. Yeah, it's stupid fun. It's not like serious. It kind of loses and falls itself apart like at the third act. That's where I think a lot of people really hated it, but everything
find it
before it is
boring.
actually pretty good.
It gets too twisty. It tries to put twists on top of twists, and you're like, eh. It's like
the guinea pig films, yes.
Yeah, Alex loves those movies.
I have them. I like all that weird shit.
Peach or X Peach and O are going to get along really well.
Yeah.
They're gonna have a lot of fun in this chat. But actually, you know what I thought was great? One of the best comments that I've seen in a while that made me laugh out loud was on Luke's most recent found footage video, where it's like some guy was talking about his list. He's like, yeah, you got all these like really solid, like he said like standard like found footage horror movies that can be a little tough, a little pushing the edges just a little bit.
Mhm.
Goes to number 1, August Underground. It's just like, oh fuck, like yeah, you just like you went from Taking of Deborah Logan to August Underground.
That's
I
quite
just
a leap.
I was like, damn, that's hilarious. Now that you point that out, it's like it's such a steep decline into like depravity. So, and you had to
I'm
buy
doing
that
a couple
too.
fucked up because I also have like Megan is Missing on the list for this year too that I'm doing.
Aren't you guys gonna watch the Vomit Dolls trilogy?
Sure, why not?
Not
I
if
couldn't
can
find
help
it. I did look into it, and I was like, oh, I gotta buy the DVD from like
This
some
guy-
random site.
This guy fucking bought the Blu-ray for August Underground or the DVD or whatever it was to watch it. So
Oh, I have
like-
all three of the.
I watched
franchise.
August Underground with my wife, and she
That's great. Christmas
the opening
spirit.
scene really grabs you.
The third one's the Christmas movie too. That's the
Is it? Well,
yeah.
I am
The
on board.
Mortem is.
Luke
the
does love
movie.
Christmas horror
do.
movies.
I love
That's
just
what's
absolute
up.
brutality and Christmas. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that's one
pick
for
that
the whole
up.
family, dude.
There it
That's
is. Gather
that's a
around,
keeper.
put on your Christmas hats, Christmas cookies. We're
Oh,
doing that next
man.
year for on the channel for
Oh yeah.
Dismember.
Okay.
I'm ready for it, baby. Let's do it. Let's go.
You know what I
I'm
need
gonna
to
have the
finish?
worst Christmas ever.
Those the Men Behind the Sun movies. I did the
Yeah.
first one. I got the second and the third one. I still haven't watched them yet.
I've
The
only-
first one is a bit much on some regards because it has some real. They used like real body parts in it.
I have only seen I've only seen the first one, and that was quite a watch. That was a couple months back.
Everybody
And
always
then-
freaked out about the rat scene with the cat,
Yeah,
but it's
I mean,
not real. It's not
that's
real. They just put
thankfully
jelly
that's
on
not
it.
real. Yeah,
Yeah.
because like the other, I saw some real stuff this week, and I
The
was not happy
hands,
about
though,
that.
that's real. Those are real hands. They were holding the bones in the
We never-
sleeves.
We never talked about that. Evan brought this up that I was supposed to bring this up to you when we were talking about Wolfman. Have you seen Wedding Trough, Alex?
Nice. Let's talk. Wedding trough.
Yeah,
That sounds like a winner.
It's nice.
It's good. It's called the pig fucking movie.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Troth.
Yeah. All right. If you don't know anything about it, you should just watch my new video.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I haven't had a
and then give it a
chance.
shot because you were like the connoisseur among all of us when it comes to disturbing horror. You've been down the stuff.
I wouldn't say connoisseur for these types of films because once you get down to the bottom, it's all just shit. You know what I mean? It's not like.
See, that's my thing. Like some of the things I hear, like when you were describing Wedding Troth to me, Dylan, I was like, this isn't a movie. Like this is just
it's not. It's not a movie. It's in the broadest terms a movie. Someone shot it and it went into.
It's just a home video. It's just a fucked up home video.
Yeah. I will say the music in there is wild.
Okay.
It's like that's why I'm saying it's like a
What did Howard Shore write the music for?
No, it's just like really strange experimental music. Oh my god, it's one of those.
It's not a movie. It's cinematography.
It's one of those things for me, man, where I'm just like I don't know, like what the intent was, why they thought this was going to be something. It's just one of those movies that was made to shock.
That's what happened. Like I was telling Maddox, I was like, yeah, Dylan was telling me about this movie he watched. And she's like, what is the purpose? What's the point? Like, why?
It's art like Eggers does.
Yeah, exactly.
It is black and white. So
there are layers to the shit that have quality to them.
Oh, there's some shit, all right. There's some shit in that movie. And he eats it. No, they're gonna get our stream shut down if I keep talking.
Yeah, you're gonna say, yeah, no, Jesus Christ.
For
educational purposes only, YouTube.
Of course.
If you want to know, just check out my most recent list. It's got some bangers on there. Definitely, again, really, if you're coming in from that list, thank you for watching. I appreciate it because that was that would have broken my heart to have wasted and spent all of that time watching these movies over the last 2 weeks and having to experience them only to have it really fail. So that would have been awful. That would have been like, damn, back to the drawing board moment.
Akers said spontaneous combustion, the Toby Hooper movie. Reminds me of Scanners a lot, you know.
Oh,
like one of the later Scanner films a little bit.
Speaking of news and Scanners, did you guys see that that's getting a 4K release from Second Sight? Yeah, Scanners, and then one more Cronenberg movie. What was it? Is it The Brood?
The Brood, yeah.
The Brood, yep.
Yeah. So that's pretty sick.
I just got those too. That's the crazy part.
Love it. It's always fun when that happens, right? Because I literally just got Motel Hell like 2 months ago, and I picked it up at our secondhand shop, and like now the fucking steelbook's out, and it looks really nice. So it's like,
to be honest though, like that movie, it's cool that it has a 4K, but like I would be fine with the DVD on that one. You know what I mean? Like
it's like not amazing, but there's like a charm to that movie.
Oh yeah, no. I think it's a lot of fun. I'm just saying it doesn't need to be pretty. In fact, I like it a little dirty. You know what I mean? Like give me an old cum drag tape that is like an old porn tape that you can just stick in the machine and like. That's how I like to watch my horror.
I was just reading chat. Have you guys been watching any of the marketing for the Monkey? Because I'm just completely avoiding it.
I'm not watching anything. I haven't seen it.
I'm full blinders. I don't know a goddamn thing.
Dude, I'll leave the room if it comes on in a fucking like one of those like unavoidable ads. I'll be like, fuck you, I'm not watching this shit. They did that with a fucking companion. It pissed me off.
I was going to avoid the 28 days or 28 years later trailer as well, but it played in the theater in front of Nosferatu, so I couldn't really.
I'm really up. Before we get into this, Luke, have you seen the trailer for Companion, the new one?
The newest trailer for it? No.
I was told, I think it was Lee from Drum Dums who like put out a warning and was like, hey, this spoils shit, so don't watch it.
Don't watch it. I didn't watch it. My dad spoiled it for me.
Oh no.
We were on our way to go see The Wolfman. He's like, hey, what's that movie with the, and Alex is the only one who's going to get this, but what's that movie with the thing with the he's just like the thing that it says that happens in the trailer. And I'm just like, I have no clue what you're talking about. And he starts thinking about, he's like, I think it's called like The Companionship or something. I'm like, The Companion, is that what that movie's about? And he's just I'm
avoiding any of it.
It spoils the entire premise, is what you're saying?
It's a big twist, apparently. So like, cause like that first trailer I loved. I thought like just having those two across at the table and just like all that I thought was really cool, but like
I mean,
I was
was it
disappointed
on the
to hear that.
Wolfman discussion where we were just talking about Jason Blum's philosophy with trailers?
Yeah. Yeah, we
Alex,
were
you
just
weren't
talking
here
about
for that. There was a quote from Jason Blum where he was essentially saying, "It doesn't matter how much we show in the trailer. We're just trying to get people into the theater." So he's perfectly fine showing the whole thing.
Yeah, no, that's not a good sign.
No, that's such a bad like that's
Dude,
Yeah,
learn
you
to market, man. There's ways that you can market without having to spoil anything, and sometimes not spoiling it at all is actually the better
it's the
marketing.
best way to
As
do it.
we
Yeah.
found out from A24 films and Neon films. Come
Yeah.
on, dude.
Neon is killing it right now.
Yeah,
Like
they're
there's
doing
more
pretty
hype for
good.
Neon releases than there is for like
You
who's
know what
talking about the woman in the
sucks?
yard right now? Way more
Yeah,
there's
that's
way more
true.
people talking about the monkey, and I don't know what the new trailer shows, but like
Well, think all the way
you know.
back to fucking what's his name? Joss, isn't that Joss? No, what is it? Who did the big monster found footage movie?
Cloverfield?
Yeah, Cloverfield. They didn't even have shit for that. They just had
Yeah.
a name. They're like, oh my
Dude.
god, what is it?
I remember being like 11 years old, and like I was probably younger, honestly, like 2007. How old was I don't know, it doesn't matter. But I was going to see the first Transformers movie, and they played that teaser before it. No
Right.
title, no nothing, and I was
Just
so
the head
confused.
rolling.
Yeah, it's like you're going to see Transformers and you see all this like explosions and stuff in the city. I'm like, did the movie start? What's going on? Like, and it's like, oh no, this isn't Transformers. What the fuck? Like,
I know people like to like pick on that movie, but it's a good movie. I don't care what
dude,
anybody says.
Cloverfield, I fucking love. I will say the only thing I will say, I'll die on this hill, but I don't think I have to die alone. Cloverfield, I love. 10 Cloverfield Lane is a masterpiece. As far as a bottle horror film goes, like a bottle thriller, that movie fucking rules.
I feel like the last two movies were a bunch of blue balls bullshit sometimes.
Paradox was terrible.
I loved Paradox up until nothing happened. You know what I
Up
mean?
until
Like,
the Cloverfield monster came back.
yeah, then I was like, okay, that's just cheese dick right there. Why would you do that? Like,
never
I
seen
get
a
it.
Cloverfield movie.
Watch
Really?
the first two. That's all you need. Just know they're not related in any way other than
I'm
title.
aware of that, yeah.
The second one's really great, but they should have gone further. They should have taken it into another movie right off the bat, and it could have been so much better. But they cut off. They're like, okay, it's getting good. Okay, we're gonna cut it off. Like, have a good night, everyone.
I don't know, man. I agree that I would like to see that continue, but I also love what they did with it. I thought that it was so cool to like, because I'm not going to spoil it for him, but I love how it's like back and forth with it and you don't know. And then finally, when all is revealed, it's like, oh, fuck, this is so cool. And then they pull the rug out from under you. It's like,
Right,
oh,
but
this
that's
is
not what I
great.
wanted to say. I wanted to see that
I
world,
saw that movie
man.
3 times in theaters in like a week.
Yeah, I think I saw it in the theater, but I didn't watch it a second time there.
Yeah.
I love like all the stuff on the inside. I love what's his name in it. He's like amazing, and like all the
Oh,
people
yeah,
that are in it are really great.
Yeah, he's a good actor. What's his name?
John
Gallagher Jr.
Gallagher Jr. Oh, I was talking about the guy who played the crazy guy.
Oh,
John Goodman?
John Goodman. Yeah.
John Goodman. Yeah, he's great in that. That's like one of his best movies.
Oh,
They had
says I
no
refuse to
arachnophobia.
watch clickbait title videos. It's not clickbait, my friend. Check it out.
Although I
I-
will say in
I went
Cloverfield
for it.
2 or Cloverfield Lane, John Goodman's like towards the end is a little cheesy. There's like a scene that I can't say because, but it's pretty bad. But I just watched what is it?
That is true, man.
The Dude Abides, The Big Lebowski.
Mhm.
Man, I love that movie so much.
That movie's great.
I
mean,
laughed from start to finish in that movie. Like, it's just this nonstop.
Speaking of, since Evan brought up No Country, what's everybody's favorite Coen Brothers movie? Luke?
Oh gosh.
Got to refresh, see what they've made. They got
I'm
such a
also gonna
long
do that.
list.
No, I mean I always go to No Country, but it's like that's such a given.
I think we're all gonna say that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I love Fargo so much, dude.
It's because you live up north.
Probably. Probably.
I'm
think-
totally the Lebowski, but I definitely would say the close second is No Country.
Yeah. I love snowy shit, so I'm definitely a sucker for that. That's why I like
Yeah, the last
season
10
4
minutes
of
is a
True
little bit
Detective.
of a. I don't know. I like it. I know why people don't like it, but
I didn't think that I thought True Grit was pretty good. I know that's not like one of their number ones, but I thought that was a pretty good remake. I thought that Jeff Bridges was really solid.
I
in it,
love
very
the ending
different.
of No Country for Old Men,
Yeah,
which
no,
shouldn't
it's-
surprise anyone because I like boring shit apparently. But you know,
What about
if it doesn't have a story,
Raising
guys, he'll
Arizona?
love it.
It's
He'll
true.
love
Raising
it.
Arizona.
Oh,
true.
Raising Arizona. Yeah, that's a great one.
Oh, that's
you haven't
true,
seen
too.
Fargo? Fargo's amazing.
Wait, who hasn't seen Fargo?
Which one is this?
Yeah, Raising Arizona was one of my favorite movies when I was growing up as a kid.
Thank you.
The scene where he's running through all the houses and the songs playing
Oh my gosh.
is like one of the best
got, like,
scenes
the
in fucking
diapers, and he
in
still gets the
American like
diapers.
cinema. Yeah,
Fantastic.
it's so good.
How do you hate the last 10 minutes of No Country?
It's so
Brandon?
good, dude.
You break
The-
my heart. Blood Simple's also excellent. Yeah. This is one I haven't seen. I have not seen Barton
Barton
Fink. I've
Fink.
been
I
meaning
forgot
to
about
watch-
that. Barton Fink.
That's
is
right. You told me
fantastic.
we were
I
supposed to do a
love that
podcast
movie.
on that
That
way
is-
back in the day.
Tremendous. That is a
Mm.
really good one.
It's an
Isn't he a
underrated one.
screenwriter?
Yes, he's trying to write a pro wrestling picture, and he's in this motel
John
with
Turturro?
yes, yep, and then John Goodman's he's staying at the hotel as well, and he's kind of like a traveling salesman.
The fuck am I
Fantastic.
talking about? If it's not No Country and it's not fucking Big Lebowski for me, it's Oh Brother Where Art Thou.
Oh, that's a good
Love
one.
that fucking movie. The music
the
in that
music.
movie is so good.
It's the
so
music.
good.
I am the man.
Yeah. I love the opening of that movie when they break off the chain gang and it's just the Big Rock Candy Mountain as they're like running, jump down kind of thing where they're in the cornfield. So good. So fucking good.
What was that movie that was a chain gang? Was it called Chain Gang? That had someone was mentioning his name earlier from the Guinea Pig series that reported it because he thought it was like Charlie Sheen is in it. It's called Chain Gang. It's a really good fucking movie, dude. It reminds me of that, and then Life is also kind of like that too because it's got that comedy in it.
I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm not familiar, my friend.
Life is the one with Martin Short, Eddie Murphy, and I think.
Oh, I know about Life. I thought you were talking about Chain Gang. I'm not familiar.
Chain
with
Gang. Yeah, it's an old movie. It's a serious movie, but it's actually pretty good.
it.
It's a serious movie. It's not like, fucking, what is the one that he did, the comedy series? Hot Shots,
Oh,
which I
okay.
just watched while completely baked. And man, that was a treat. It was so stupid.
I did want to say Luke and I are in some trouble here because if we're going to go see Presents, we have to drive up to Cleveland. That movie is not playing anywhere near
I
us.
should see if it's playing near me.
I've been keeping tabs on it for like a week because we have to do a live on Thursday night, so we're probably not going to see it opening night. But
No
it's
tickets yet.
it's one of those things where it's like, dude, like that movie is not playing anywhere near us, and I'm getting thoroughly upset.
Did you
Like,
see Conclave yet?
No, it's on Peacock now, I think. So
Let me
it's
know
on
when you
one of the
watch
streaming
Conclave.
service. I'm planning on. My dad and I were just talking about that movie.
I
other
had
day
the
'cause
Blu-ray
he
in my
wants to
hand in the
watch
store
it.
the other day, and then I found out there's a 4K release coming, so I'm waiting for that. But Conclave was fucking fantastic.
I've been told I need from this past year the two like big Oscar contenders I need to watch are that and The Brutalist. I hear is really great.
Dude, I've been waiting for The Brutalist to play near me.
does
there's just
that have
nothing.
a
It's a
Does-
really staggered release.
does that have an intermission or is that a joke?
I don't know.
I've
know it's
seen
really
like a bunch
long.
of TikToks talking about it, like being like, oh, it's got a intermit. It's like this really good one where this dude like takes his girlfriend on a date or whatever, and he's like, yeah, we're gonna go see The Brutalist, and she's all disappointed, and she's like, how long is this movie? And he's like, oh, it's like 2 hours 15 minutes. She's like, okay, that's before the intermission. And it's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
sure.
what? I'm like,
I
Jesus.
don't think there's one. I don't know. It's not playing anywhere near me, but I really want to see The Brutalist.
Because then I saw somebody like post a picture on Twitter of the intermission like card, and I thought it was for The Brutalist, but I was
Yeah.
like, no fucking way, dude.
So
You know
you
what
know
else
what? Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
you
Continue
go
to
first.
talk. Just let me just. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, Grace said I was so excited I got to go to the bathroom. So Gracie, is there an intermission? Is that confirmed? Because yeah, I want it. The only movie I think I've ever seen with an intermission was Hateful Eight,
Mm.
and that was the Roadshow version.
All right, well, Alex, if you're not going to say anything, I'm going to.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
I meant
He
it. I
says
meant
yes.
it.
Thank you, Gracie. I appreciate it. That's cool. I don't even know what that movie's about, if I'm being completely honest. I've never
Yeah.
seen a trailer. I've only been told by people that I need to go see
Yeah,
it.
I've just heard it's amazing.
I don't
I'm
know
also
shit
looking
about it.
like a bit of an Oscar contender that I missed. I picked up Zone of Interest recently, and I didn't realize. I swear to God, this was not intentional. I was at Sunrise Records, which is where I go to buy my movies.
You bought Schindler's List too, didn't you?
I picked up The Zone of Interest and Schindler's List,
Yeah, what is wrong with you, dude?
and I
Jesus
went up.
Christ.
And as I put them on the counter, I was like, "Wait, this looks fucking bad."
I was
Like,
gonna say the clerk, if they know anything about those movies, is probably looking at you like,
bro.
"You're gonna have a fun weekend, brother. What's going
He
on?"
did. He looked like it was the manager because he knows me there because I'm there all the fucking time. But he was like, "What do you like? What kind of weekend
Going
are you
all
trying to
right?
have?" He's like, "You're just trying to feel miserable all weekend." I was like, "I guess, apparently."
Oh, dude. That's where
I
like
got a
your
screener
Amazon
for a movie
comes-
that's not out yet. That's like still being shopped.
What is it?
1978.
1978.
Oh, it looks horrific.
Like bad or like
No.
it's brutal?
Yeah, it's cool. I'm gonna be probably doing it's here, I'll show you the picture, see if you guys recognize it.
Oh God.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
looks pretty dark though.
Hook it up,
The
homie.
tagline is torment is just the beginning.
Do we all have the same fucking phone?
Climax.
I have a Galaxy S24.
Same, Alex.
I don't know.
Do you have the
which one
same
this is.
phone that we do? It looked
23?
like you did. Oh, okay.
Oh, look at the back. Just look at the
Yeah.
back. That's how you know.
yeah.
He's got last year's model, so we're good. We're all in the same camp because let's be honest, there's not that much of a difference.
No.
Yeah, no. The
Um,
cameras are a little nicer, I think. But
Alex, I'm gonna hit you up about
I don't
that.
know.
See if we can hook that up because I'm curious. I wanna
Yeah,
check
I'll
that
ask.
out. Send them my way.
Look at this mug
Plus, like
Maddox
it's
got
been.
me.
I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I love that mug.
Isn't that
Luke,
sick?
look at that thing. Do you see
Oh,
it? It's
I'll
a
bring
little
it back.
pumpkin.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Pumpkin.
nifty.
Let's see. True Detective Night Country won a couple awards. I give it awards for most unrealistic way of people standing around leaving doors open in Alaska. I liked it. I thought
I
it
liked
was
Night
pretty
Country. I had
solid.
fun with that.
Yeah, it's
Prophecy remake? Oh, sorry.
Oh, do I want a Prophecy? Like, are we talking about Prophecy, the bear movie, or Prophecy with
Chris.
what's his
Oh,
name?
yeah.
Christopher Walken? Yeah,
More cowbell.
because yeah, I hold if it's the bear movie, I hold that very very close to my heart. I would be so down for a remake, but I will be one of the. It's kind of like how I felt about the Wolfman. It's like I'm gonna go in with a lot of expectations, which are totally unfair. So, yeah, and I walked away being the only person in the world, alongside my precious friendo here, who enjoyed that movie. Everybody else said it was me,
Sorry.
and y'all are a bunch of fucking losers.
Did it have a story?
Yes, it did.
I love you, Evan.
You know what? I would argue that it didn't, but that's fine.
Brandon liked it too. He's on my side. Suck it, Evan. Get out of here. You were way too nice in the spoiler review. People are actually super.
See, and
super
this is
happy
the
with
thing.
that
You're the
video.
only one who's been getting aggressive about it.
I know. It's because I didn't
You've
expect
been
that.
getting very defensive about this.
I was
movie.
because I went into that with like, you got to understand, like I said, the lowest expectations.
What's up, Cynthia?
Came out, everything was super positive.
Mm.
And then like from us, I was like, oh, this is super good. I really enjoyed it. Totally expecting everybody to be like, wow, that wasn't as bad as I thought. And then
Yeah.
everybody's just like, this movie's dog
I had
shit.
that's
I
the
know.
exact feeling I had with Last of Us 2, where I played it avoiding any spoilers.
yeah.
I never went online. I didn't look at any of the leaks beforehand. So I played through the entire game and I was like, holy shit, that was amazing. Let me go online now and share in the joy, or not joy, but like just going like, that was awesome. And I go online, I'm like, oh my God.
You're breaking my heart, Artie. That was
You know, it's
aggressively okay.
The one I have one of those movies, and it was that dash cam movie. That really, I thought it was one of the best found footage movies I'd seen in
I
a
need
long
to see it
time.
still.
And everybody hated it on like both sides of the political aisle. Because one, like people just thought she was annoying, which
I was
she
gonna
was
say, isn't she
intentionally.
like insufferable? Because I haven't seen the movie. All I've heard is she's terrible in it.
I
Like,
don't like, yes, but it's like I've seen movies with worse characters, so I don't know why people are like freaking out. Like, have you ever seen the movie The Visit, where the kid's like rapping
Yep.
and it's like really cringe
solid
when he
picture.
does?
I like that.
That's
movie.
the only
She's
sneak
kind of
solid.
like that, but I thought she was funny, and she was anti. I don't want to say the word because I don't want to anti. You know,
Yeah,
in real life, and so people hated her on that side too. But if you watch the movie, it's hilarious and it's fucking great. There's some funny stuff in it that I even I, who doesn't even agree with her, was still finding hilarious, you know, and that takes a lot, right? To pull someone out of their zone that they're
Yeah.
passionate about and still make them laugh.
I'm still curious about it. I have to watch it eventually. It's that and Deadstream. I still have to watch from that year because I think they both came out in
Did you
21.
see Host?
I think it's on Hulu, so if you have
Host is
Host-
the one that was all on like webcams, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was the
Same director.
Host was
I watched,
really good.
I think I watched that during the pandemic. Did we talk about that, Luke? Have you seen Host?
you
As
had to have
found
seen it.
footage.
Yeah, it's the one where it's on
It's like
the
all on a Zoom
laptop,
call.
and it's like
Live footage.
it's taking place during the pandemic, and then it turns into like it's a ghost, isn't it?
They do a seance in the middle of their
That's right, yeah.
pandemic, and then everything
I
starts
think
going.
It's like less than
crazy.
an hour long, so if you want to watch it, it's like a super
It sounds
quick watch.
so familiar, but I cannot place. it.
I
I have to
vaguely
watch it
remember
right
like because it was on Shutter, so I think
Yeah.
because we had a Shutter account during the pandemic.
now. Yeah,
It was
And
literally
I
one of
think
the
we were
first
going-
ones.
Because we had just started the first iteration of Splattercast during that, so I think we were
Right.
going back and forth on it. I'm
You know what
pretty
I'm-
sure I watched it and then you watched it, and because we were watching a ton of stuff though at that time. So
yeah.
we
I'm
were
really
going back
beating
and
myself
forth.
up right now because I still haven't seen The Devil's Bath, and that was one where I was
Yeah.
like so sure that I was gonna love it, and I kept just forgetting to watch it because like
Oh, dude,
the-
yeah, you should have watched that for
I know,
sure.
because I'm like certain it would probably have been on my top 10 list.
It's a
like,
great
I
movie.
fucking
It's really
loved
good.
The Lodge. I know
It's-
people hate The Lodge. I fucking
I love
love
it.
that movie. I
I
thought
love
it
it.
was
I'm right there
fantastic.
with you, dude.
Yeah,
I
thought
really
that movie
think I'm
was
the only
fucking
one who's ever
fantastic.
told you that I hate it because like everybody else we've talked to loves
Was
it.
it you?
Yeah, I didn't care for The Lodge. I thought
See,
it was
I
just
fucking loved The Lodge,
I
and like
thought to
Bleak.
take Artie's word,
Yeah.
I thought that movie was aggressively okay. Like it was just fine. It was nothing.
no, I
stupid.
thought that was fantastic. So I still need to watch The Devil's Bath. I
The
gotta
twist
fucking...
in that movie to me was so predictable. I was like,
It's not even about it being predictable.
they
It's just
tell
like the
you in the
execution
first-
of it is. It's so
And
disturbing, dude.
I've admitted I need to go back and check it out again because The Devil's Bath was excellent, but it's depressing as fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
literally,
dude.
Cynthia just said that. Like, it's
If you guys
depressing
like,
as hell.
I'm gonna have to do a series on Bleak horror movies.
I love
I-
these horror
it's
movies.
on the
I'll-
list of lists because, like, it's
Yeah.
one of those things where it's like you could
I
put
have
that
so
in there.
many.
There's so many fucking sad movies that are just like,
Yeah.
You should
I
see
need to-
Lockdown Tower, which is also on Shutter. It's a movie about a bunch of people in this apartment complex, and one morning when they wake up, the sun doesn't come up.
mm,
And what they realize is that the sun isn't there anymore. In fact,
no.
it's an entire void around their entire building,
hell yeah, I love that.
and they can't get out. So people just start going crazy. They could have done more with the void part, and I think a lot of people
Hmm.
really were upset about that part, but it's a really good, like, if you're a writer, like how people react in a situation like that. And they do such an amazing job, and it is so fucking bleak.
Hmm.
It is like hard. Like once you watch it, you just don't feel good. You know, like there's just something wrong. Kind of like when you watch Requiem for a Dream, you're like, okay,
Sure.
so I just hit rock bottom. What do I do
Yeah.
now?
Dylan,
I
did you
check
wind up?
myself in.
Did you wind up watching The Damned?
I did.
Oh
What
no,
did you guys
actually,
think?
our screener ran
Alex, what did
out
you think?
before we I forgot we even had it.
It's a good movie, but Devil's Bath is better.
Yeah, I was just like the Damned. I was like it's so pretty. It's such a good looking movie, and like there's a lot of good in it. It's like by the end, I was just kind of like, eh.
I wish they
gave
would
us
have gone
that
a little bit
screener
more
so
supernatural
early.
with it than they
Yeah,
did.
they should have leaned further into it. I agree.
And
They
that's
gave
what
us that
everybody wanted.
They gave us that screener so early for all of us, and then
Yeah.
like they like jumped the gun on releasing the embargo, and then between all of the Christmas stuff and just doing Christmas with family and everything, I completely forgot that movie was in our inbox until
Yeah.
like the day it came out, and I went to go check it, and the screener was dead. I was like, "Fuck!"
That's
Like,
too bad.
I requested another one, and they never got back to me.
Yeah.
But
A lot of
know.
the problem with the
It's got some
Damned
good stuff.
is that a lot of people, just because of the style of movie that it was, is so Eggers heavy.
Oh yeah,
Because it's very lore centric and not, it's a very folky, straight up lore centric
yeah.
and not supernatural film like Eggers in a lot of ways, which kind of teeters there. And I think if they would have pushed it a little bit more supernatural, they could have gotten away from a lot of that framing.
I think part of the issue with it was that they played the hand of that movie way too early. Like they reveal everything that's going on and everything that will happen in like the first 25 minutes.
that was the
And
only
then the
thing
rest
you
of the
said to us
movie-
in the chat about it when
Yeah.
you watched it, was that it just revealed everything too early.
It did, and then the rest of the movie is just you watching exactly what you're told is going to happen. So
Right.
it's like
The
I
first
don't
40
know.
minutes are amazing.
Great,
though.
like, really
it's
good.
like
I
really
agree.
good.
Damn. Yeah, I'm still eager to check it out. It sucks that it's not like a banger. I did want to say
well, you like okay
everybody-
movies. You like The Wolfman. You'll probably
fuck
enjoy
you.
it.
Get out of here. Go away. Get out of here. Go.
Hey, you
Go.
gave him shit about Smile.
Get out of here. This is
Smile
America.
too, I think, or doesn't it?
Listen, his TikTok didn't get shut down on Sunday, so he can just stay the fuck out of here. All right, we're in our own little club.
What are we talking about? Smile 2? I didn't give you shit for Smile 2.
Somebody here did. I don't remember.
I didn't give anyone shit for Smile 2. I didn't like it as much as everyone, and then Dylan called me a poo-poo head.
Yeah, because you're a bitch. If you don't like the same movies as me, then you're done. That's just how it goes.
Yeah,
around
Dylan
here,
is
Jeff.
drunk with power, honestly. He's silent. You're talking about the TikTok ban. Who's trying to ban freedom of speech right now? Huh?
Listen,
I say
only
Wolfman is okay,
positive
and you
things about
ban me.
Wolfman 2025 in this group right now. Okay,
No.
all right.
No.
I have the control. I can take anybody in and out of here. Alex, when you see that movie, you better fucking love it, or you're off the podcast.
Which movie?
Wolfman
Wolfman, the new
2025.
Wolfman.
Oh yeah, it's great. I haven't even seen it yet.
See, there you go. He's great. There it is.
It's amazing.
Strangers Chapter 1 is better than In a Violent Nature.
Get out of here, Brandon. No.
What the fuck,
Stop.
man?
He's just trolling. He knows that gets under his skin.
Smile 2 was also an okay. I would agree.
Eh,
I liked Smile 2, but I did
You
not
guys are
think it was
both
as good as the
wrong.
first one.
you're both wrong.
I thought, and I'm right there with you, Alex. I thought Smile 2 was a way
Most
better
people
use of
like
the
it more.
concept.
I'm
You
in
know
the
what it
minority
is?
here.
It's
I
because
acknowledge
everybody
that.
liked the first one, so they wanted more of that. And then the other thing is that they're like, we're dealing with a different character who is literally living in a world where Vaz, the water, is a thing. You know what I mean? It's an influencer, so you're gonna push on those buttons.
No, so
And everybody's like, "What the
Dude,
fuck am I being
The way she
sold?"
drinks
Those were
that
not my
water in
issues
those
with it.
movies made my stomach hurt. Like
those were not
I'm like,
my
how are you
issues.
drinking water so aggressively? Like
I just didn't find that, like, I thought that the way that the first movie dealt with trauma to be really interesting, and then I didn't find the second movie did as much
Right,
with
because
that
you
angle.
don't connect with the character because
I
that's
agree
not
with
who you are.
Cynthia.
Right?
Well, no, it's not necessarily about that. I just preferred
like
the
Smile.
story in the first movie. I like the story more. The second
But I-
movie is a better monster movie. The first one
Mm.
I found to be a better, like, written movie.
Sure, I agree. Like I like it. I liked it a little bit more than the second one.
Yeah, the sound
But they're
design
so
was
different.
Crazy.
Oh, they're totally different. Yeah, they can absolutely coexist. I'm not saying that Smile 2 is bad. I just didn't like it as
X
much as
Peach
everyone else
agrees with
did.
you.
I think it's one of the best new franchises we've gotten.
Sure.
I like this. I like what Brandon said here. It fucks with your mind more than the first one did. I like that. I
See, and
think
one of
that
my
it's-
main issues with the first one was that the amount of times that they would just like have a gotcha moment with a scene, they did it so many times that it got to the point where like I never got immersed in a scene by the end of Smile because I got so conditioned to expecting that what I was watching was not real. And the second movie doubled down on that. So by the end, I was like, I don't care about anything that's happening because it's probably not real anyway.
All right, Luke,
like-
you got to be the tiebreaker here, brother. What do you got? Where are you
Out
sitting
of
on
the
Smile 2?
between 1 and 2.
I already know.
I honestly, I have to give the original Smile a rewatch. I meant to do it before Smile 2, but I remember watching that one and finding it unimpressive, I think. And then Smile 2, I think, has a bit more of a flavor to it, but by
Fair
the
enough.
end of it,
I fully acknowledge that I'm in the minority on this one.
but I think I was not a fan of that kind of unveiling of Smile 2. I thought it kind of lessened the stakes for me.
Artie's right too. The soundtrack in one blows the second one. And the second one had the same composer. It was Cristobal Tapia de Vera, but the score in the first movie was so much better.
Earth Bear Create, hell yeah, brother. The opening of Smile 2
Great
is damn near
scene.
the best part, but also Kyle Gallner's just a fantastic
That was a
actor.
great scene.
I wish we could talk about that scene because I know it's still too recent. I don't want to spoil
It's
stuff.
smart too, like how they
Yeah.
do that whole scene. It's just
Although-
really smart.
They spoiled it in the
In
trailer.
the marketing, yeah.
Oh my god. I know
fucking
Ken
terrible.
from Sledgehammer was fucking mad.
Dude, yeah. He literally blasted out on all his socials and that.
Yeah.
Don't watch the trailer.
Yeah, he was so pissed. Did you see his trailer reaction?
I'm still
that
mad
he-
about the cat, so Smile 2. Absolutely, dude. Yes. That was, I will say, in Smile 1, that's a fantastic reveal.
Yeah.
I thought that was so impactful when the kid opens the
That's
present.
what I think.
It's like, oh no, that's so fucking awful. Really good scare, really good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I don't like the character in part 2 of Smile 2 as much as I do the first movie, because there's something that's more enticing
Disconnected.
about a therapist
Sure.
than a pop star, like in my opinion. You know what I mean? I relate to the therapist more. And who doesn't believe a therapist? Those are the ones that are supposed to tell you if you're crazy or not. So that's very intriguing.
Yep.
But a pop star is typically a nutbag anyway, right? Like that's what we're, stereotypically. So I get it. Like, I don't know. Like if I had to pick one that I would connect to more, I would definitely connect with the first one. But the second one is just so fun. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the third one would be.
The second one is definitely more of just entertaining horror movie. Like good
Right.
monster movie, cool, really awesome set pieces. That's what the second movie does really well. But I think I just liked the more psychological side of the first one more personally.
Yeah,
It
I
just
was a
felt
little
darker.
shocked
It
that
felt
they went
darker to
with
me.
what they did at the end. I won't say.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, you guys are just like, whatever.
They're
But I
really
love the
going
end.
for it.
So.
Yeah.
One of
They're
my
both
coined
good.
phrases is they went there, and they certainly did.
They sure did.
They did it. They did it.
Very similar endings to Substance. There's a lot of similarities there to that a little bit.
It's kind of funny, yeah, that those they came out the same month, didn't they? September? Or was it,
No, Smile was October.
Was Smile October?
Yeah.
So yeah, then they were just a month apart from each other. But yeah, it's pretty wild that
Yeah.
they both kind of go down those same rabbit holes.
Substance I like more than either of them, just to be
Of course.
clear.
Yeah, because,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah, it has more substance.
Yeah, exactly.
I see
Yeah.
what you did there, you son of a bitch. I figure we should maybe talk a little bit about some of the new stuff I've been going through, picking out a couple things that might be of interest to us here.
Okay.
Sorry if I'm disappointing you or whatever. I guess whatever. God. No, but I actually do we want to do get the Until Dawn thing out of the way?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Evan and I have been beefing a lot this week. No,
We're not
beefing
really
about
agreeing on
Wolfman.
anything this week, but that's okay.
2025 has been a bad year for Evan and I.
Yeah.
No, this has been a tough start.
He even called me a
but,
sellout for putting Nosferatu at my number one spot. Said I had no
Yeah.
integrity.
I felt like if I would have seen it, I wouldn't have wanted to put it on this year. It was too late.
Yeah.
Because
I don't
there's
think
just so
Alex
much
would've put it
like
on at all.
There was a lot.
excitement and
Yeah.
when you see a new movie and you like it,
Yeah.
I don't care which one it is. At the end of the year, it's almost kind of like
Well, that's why I don't
unfair to
really
the other
do.
movies in a way. You know what I
It's
mean?
why I don't really do new release reviews because I feel like I like more time to pass before I really share my thoughts on things. But for Nosferatu, I had there was no way my fucking viewer base was gonna let me get away with that.
Yeah,
Deus
I mean,
Irae.
you make a 10-minute video on one picture.
I
was
did.
one of the ones
You have
I felt a little
there's an
different.
expectation.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you put that poll up, you're like, hey, do you guys want me to do a review of this? It's like, bro, why are you even putting that up?
Yeah,
Like,
everyone
you know
was like,
what
are you, like,
everybody's
what are you
gonna say.
talking about?
Like,
Anyway, the Until Dawn movie. Yes, let's talk
you
about
want to
this.
start, since I know you're the more I'm fine
Sure.
with it. Like,
Sure. So I love the game. I thought the new remake they put out is dog shit and
Yeah.
completely sucks out the identity of it and the atmosphere and the tone that's like, you know, that goes along with Until Dawn. They just made it look like every other PlayStation exclusive ever by making it look overly hyper realistic with no character. It's annoying. But the original game I love. I think it's fantastic. And so, like, when I heard that they were doing a film adaptation of Until Dawn, I was certainly curious. But then there's that question of like, what do you? It's the same sort of dilemma where it's like if they were to do a Life is Strange movie, it's like, well, how do you do that? Because there's branching paths in these, right? And then this trailer for Until Dawn drops, and I was so baffled by what they showed. And it's not just the concept of it. Like, the concept is that there's a couple issues that I have with this. First of all, it looks and feels and sounds absolutely nothing like Until Dawn. So I don't know why it's an Until Dawn adaptation. They should just make this a standalone thing. At least so far, there's nothing in common with the game, aside from the gimmick of it. So that's the first thing that's a little confusing to me. I don't know why you wouldn't just want to. I mean, they're obviously just trying to ride off of the recognizable name.
Let me point something out though, real quick, just
Yeah.
to that point. How do you mimic the game anyway? It's you know, like
this is the thing,
that's
I've
what
been
I don't
confused.
understand is like you can't even do it because it's everyone's personal experience.
Right. So, and here's what they're doing. Are you aware of the gimmick of this movie, Alex?
No, I didn't even watch the trailer because I didn't want to watch it.
Okay. So, do you mind if I tell you what the gimmick
Yeah,
is?
no, go ahead, please.
So essentially what's going to happen in this movie is that, like, say you're with a character and they make a mistake and they die, the movie will rewind time and something else will happen. Which means that this
Wait, so
movie...
this is all digital going to be?
Sorry, what do you mean?
Is this going to be a digital movie? Or...
No. In the movie, they are, like, rewinding time. It's not, you're not interacting with it
They're
at
going
all.
to do it for you.
They're doing it for you, which
Okay.
defeats the purpose of the choose your own narrative thing and also kills any stakes that the movie can have.
Right.
So so I'm like, okay, so it doesn't have the choose your own narrative of the game, which obviously it can't. It doesn't have the identity of the game. It doesn't have the story or the characters or the location of the game. What the fuck is this movie?
Yeah, I don't know.
And then, you know, Alex raised the point of like it could explore different genres of horror with these rewinds. Interesting idea, but the director of this movie has not shown, like, I like some of his movies. I enjoyed Lights Out. I thought it was fun as like a paranormal ghost movie from that era. I'm a sucker for that kind of thing. But I don't think that he's proven that he's capable of like effectively exploring multiple genres of horror and making that an interesting thing. There is nothing about this trailer that made me excited for this movie. I'm just confused. I don't understand what the idea was here. I don't know what the point is. It seems like it's going to be a fucking mess. We will wait and see.
They're like, you know what? We'll just get all those Sony ponies money.
Dude, I mean, like,
money.
and it's like now they're, you know, and this is making me question now because there's all these rumors about a Bloodborne movie, and I'm like, okay, is this going to be
That
a
would be
rom-com?
amazing.
Yeah, but what the fuck? This Until Dawn movie isn't Until Dawn, so is the Bloodborne movie going to not be Bloodborne? Like, what the fuck is this?
okay, I think that's a little extreme. I think just because this was like one of those ones.
I know, I'm just being.
The game is such a movie already. Like,
Yeah.
you're playing a movie, so it's like it's one of those things where I would argue you don't necessarily need to do an Until Dawn movie. Why didn't they just call it the Dark Pictures? And I know
Yes.
because Until Dawn
Sure.
is the more popular title, but their Dark Pictures one is literally an anthology of
Yeah.
different games doing the same thing. But it's
They
like,
should have done that.
I think that if this is a love letter to not just Until Dawn, but those, and that it's more of like one of those things where it's like, oh shit, already said the same shit.
It'll be a honey pop game. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I personally think that I trust David F. Sandberg. I enjoyed his 2 horror films he did, and I think that, you know, to me, I kind of appreciate the different take because, like, do I really want to go there and watch the exact same story play out? I saw somebody on TikTok literally get upset about it and say, "Yeah, I just want to go see the same story
Well, no.
I know is safe and it's going to be on there, and it's like that I know that this is why I'm expecting when I go there." I'm like, why are we even making the movie then? Like, I think it's kind of neat. I think it's a
I
different
mean, I
thing.
wanted Until Dawn though. There's nothing
I'm
Until
willing
Dawn
to.
there.
Well, I mean, the Wendigos look great. Like, I thought
Well-
they looked awesome.
Let's put it this way: did you ever see the movie where
Werewolf Within.
yeah, Werewolves Within or whatever? Okay, they didn't use the gimmick in the movie, so that they did, but they
But
did it
different.
in a way that was like fit a movie. This is not a movie that should be made, because the main complaint about the fucking game was that it was too much of a movie. So you're gonna make a movie about a game that people complained about being a movie? It doesn't make sense.
Mew
But
Medic.
Bloodborne, on
Good
another angle, if someone like Guillermo del Toro were to do it, I would be all about it.
Sure.
Luke, how you feeling about Until Dawn? Did you watch the trailer?
I did watch the trailer. Wasn't a big fan of the trailer at all, actually.
Really?
Yeah,
Damn.
I don't know. It felt something was off for me when I had watched it. I'm not sure what exactly it is. I only watched it twice, so I don't know. Maybe third time's a charm. But you know, that idea of kind of different genres or rewinding time, I find it could be a little hard to get into, especially for kind of consistently changing genres, where it could be like a fun little story and then we rewind and then it could be something I'm not into. So I'm a little concerned about that. I don't play many video games anymore at all, just because they are so cinematic. I'm sitting there half the time waiting for something to happen while they're telling me a story.
Mhm.
Like, really, the only thing I'm interested in terms of when you take a video game property and make it into an actual film, it's just rip out the DNA. I don't need the exact story from Until Dawn. You can tell it without a gimmick and just kind of be like, give me the atmosphere, give me the basic idea, just change all the
yeah.
characters. We don't need all that stuff. And then just kind of, you can title it Until Dawn, whatever you want to do, but just as long
You
as
have
you're
to
not
capture the essence of it.
a video game, yeah, and then just have the DNA in it.
Or do it like that video game movie that they did for Netflix.
that was
older-
Amazon. Amazon. It was
Nope, Netflix. It's part of the that TV series from Britain.
Dark Picture, or not Dark Picture, Jesus. Black Mirror.
Black Mirror, yeah.
Okay, no, I get
forget
you
what it
saying.
was called. It starts with a B. I just can't think of what it is.
I thought you were talking about the new one. That was really good, by the way. Did you see that?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Oh yeah, those are awesome.
It was a choose your own adventure show.
Yeah.
And I did the whole thing like multiple times because I liked it that much.
Bandersnatch.
Bandersnatch, thank you. And it was really good. And I really liked that. I thought that if they could do it so well there, they could do it again, but you couldn't put it in the theater like that, clearly.
No.
And that's what they want, because they want to get two revenues coming in, one on digital, one on and you can't do a digital, like, I don't know. I don't think you could even do a 1080p version of it on a 4K disc like they did for Bandersnatch. I don't think we'll ever, until the future, get that on some sort of physical media.
Yeah, probably not.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, I was thinking about the movie House on Haunted Hill too. Which you ever see that?
I
I
didn't
have
even know
not
there
seen
was
that
a
one.
sequel.
That was a choose your own adventure Blu-ray, actually.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And it wasn't really good, but it seemed fun in theory.
The choose your own adventure thing is like, that feels like a late 90s. No.
80s.
Let's
for
go with
sure.
No. I'm gonna say that feels like a early 2000s, like before 2005, like kind of kids DVD,
Yeah.
like extra that they would advertise, where it's like you could pick the adventure with Shrek and Donkey or something like that. On like a DVD like that. It just doesn't seem like that would translate well to a home media release.
It was a book
like
before it was a
streaming
DVD or
works.
movie. So
But the books work, like those like Goosebumps books where you choose your own, like where you have to go to the page. Like,
there was
those
Choose Your Own
still are-
Adventure
those are
before
still
that.
awesome. Like, those are great.
I remember getting him at the school fair, the book fair.
Mm-hmm.
They'd always have the Choose Your Own Adventure books there.
I don't know. I feel like that's just a medium that works for it. Reading is for nerds. Reading makes you smarter. That's what I've
Makes
been
you
told.
Stupid.
I'm reading The Witcher right now.
Oh, how are
I'm
the
getting-
books? They very different from the show. And
I
the
mean, I've
games?
only just started, so I can't really speak to. I haven't even bothered. I'm not watching the fucking show. Jesus Christ!
I'm working through Dune right now,
There you go.
the first one, and then I'm gonna go through the rest of them.
Nice.
Pretty close to the movies. There's a couple changes so far, but nothing too crazy. So,
Did
I'm
you ever
like-
do any of
There you
those,
go.
Luke? Did you ever do any of the choose your own adventure stuff when you were a kid?
With like Goosebumps, I hated those books.
Well, I don't mean the Goosebumps one, but just any of them. Any of them.
No, I didn't do any of that. I like a strong narrative. Even as a child, I cannot have too many choices. You know, I need to be in the playground talking
Yeah.
about exactly what happened. And
it needs everything has to be on a rail for him. He
there it
can't.
is. No, the choose your own adventure Goosebump books. I always stayed away from those. I was
They were fun.
they had to jazz up the cover of it because I was like, this sucks. No, I have a couple of those ones. But, I
Look
like.
at- oh, Jesus.
I need a cohesive narrative. Doesn't work for me.
I will say
Uh.
I do. If we're going off of the cover, that is one thing that did frustrate me about one of them. There was one, I think it was like one that takes place at like a carnival, and there was like a werewolf in like one of the back things, and I kept wanting to get the storyline where you go down and meet the werewolf, and I never got there. I died like 3 times, and
Damn.
it was I never got to the werewolf part.
Dude, those
I was
books were
pissed.
hard, man. That's why you always skipped ahead and looked. You're, you're like, oh, this is a short page. I'll just go to the next one.
Well, it's like, yeah, it's like if you, but it's easy to get lost if you're not making the right decisions, because it's like, well, you can unless you're reading it like page by page, then you don't know everything. And it's like, if you've ever done that, I remember we did that. Me and one of my friends in elementary school, we had that did that, and it was fucking goofy, dude. Like just trying to read page by page, it's like there's no sense, there's no semblance of anything in there. It's wild.
You guys
But
play
I
the
will.
Quarry?
That's what I was about to bring up next. I was like, so do we even want to attempt a quarry fucking thing? Oh, actually, no.
I feel like that
important
one could be
question.
done easier than the other one, honestly.
Sure. I agree. It would be easier. I just don't.
Straightforward narrative.
I don't think there's much of a point to doing it, because like, I feel like take something like The Last of Us, for example, where like I think it made sense to adapt that because that was such a huge property and people were aware of it, but there were a lot of people who were never going to pick up a controller and try it.
My father.
But like with the Quarry, I don't see a fan base of people who aren't already going to play the game who would be interested in an adaptation of it. I'm not saying it would be a terrible idea. I'm not like feeling like they need to do it.
I was thinking the Quarry would be pretty good, especially because I think it's neat how they handle werewolves in that. I think that's pretty sweet. But
Yeah.
Luke, has
Dude, that would
Zoe
add
seen
some-
the Until Dawn trailer?
She didn't mention it to me, so I didn't watch it with her, so I don't think she's seen it actually.
She's gonna have to be the real breaker on that one, because I know she's big on those. So when you guys play them, doesn't she usually do the driving?
Oh yeah, she plays video games. I don't, so I just watch it. I
Luke
watch
likes
it
to
for-
watch. He gets his
That's it. I'm a
popcorn. He sits
voyeur.
on the couch.
I put on my Michael Myers mask, and then like I put up a string of sheets, and then I just watch her play video games.
But
That's the
those
way
are
to
the
do it.
perfect games to do that too, because it's like, Alex, why are you
Totally.
copying me, man?
Because I want to look like you. I want
Oh,
to
look
be
at
you.
these two.
My neck
Those are the
hurts.
perfect games for that too, because it's like
Oh, my neck
if you
hurts
could
right
just
now,
sit
too.
down, like those are, I would say, Until Dawn, and this is my first experience with it, which this will be the last piece I share on it, and then we can jump to another piece of news because we're spending a lot more time than I thought we would on this. But man, I hope my dad's not watching this. So we got our hands on a bunch of edible cookies, and my dad was out of town. I had just gotten my PS4. My friends and I and my wife, we had just started dating like a year prior. We all took some edible cookies, and we got a little stoned, and we all decided let's play Until Dawn. I specifically got that as like
That's
my
awesome.
second. I got that as like the second game I got for my PS4 because I was like, dude, this looks awesome. I want to play it. And we waited until we were already like feeling it. and we started, and it was just me and my friends. We started playing it, and you know, like the beginning portion of that game when you have to throw like the snowball
Yeah.
like thing. We fucked that up so bad. And we were like, guys, we ruined this. Like, we have to restart because like we're gonna already get a bad ending. Like, it's already messed up.
I'm really looking forward to when Until Dawn is running on the
There we go.
PS4 emulator, because right now that emulator is just a Bloodborne machine basically. And like it's running Bloodborne incredibly well. The progress that emulator's made is crazy. I was playing Bloodborne yesterday on my PC at 1440p at like 100 frames a second. It was amazing. So like I really want them to start cracking on the Until Dawn thing, because I'm not playing that shitty fucking remake.
Do you think the reason they won't touch that game up and make a copy of it that's like for PC or whatever, because it's just so complex as far as like the
they're
art
saving it for
style?
PS6. They're saving it for a PS6 launch title, guaranteed.
Really?
They did it for Demon Souls. Demon Souls Remake was a PS5 launch title. The 10-year anniversary of Bloodborne is coming up in March. And like 100%, I guarantee you, the Bloodborne Remake is going to be a PS6 launch title.
No,
It's lame.
Yep.
PlayStation 6 is not even that close to coming out, dude.
It's going to happen.
I would say that's going to be like that.
What is the
Because the
PlayStation?
PS5
I'm not saying it's
Pro
close
is
to
coming.
happen.
What's
I'm
a
just-
PlayStation?
I'm just saying, like, it will be a PS6 launch title whenever that happens.
I think you're gonna get it sooner than you think.
I hope so.
Because like the thing about it is like if they're gonna upgrade Demon Souls of all games, if they're gonna remake that, like why Bloodborne would be so simple. Like that's such a simple
you would
thing for
think.
them. But no, they're still riding high off of their big win from what 2 years ago now
Elden
with
Ring.
Elden Ring. Yeah, they're still riding on that. They're
Well,
like,
From Software doesn't own Bloodborne, so they have
They
nothing
don't
to
own
do with
it?
it. No, Sony owns it, so it has nothing to do
Yeah.
with From Software.
It's a
FromSoft developed it,
collab.
but
yeah.
but they don't own it. It's
got
the one
you
that
now.
they don't
I
have.
got
So,
you now.
so this
Probably
is all
why
up
they
to
don't want
Sony.
to touch it.
that's why.
Well, they can't.
okay,
From Software can't touch it.
'cause
Miyazaki has
Sekiro-
talked about this. He's like, they can't do anything with it. It's completely up to Sony.
Is that why Sekiro was on Xbox also, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sekiro's on everything.
Okay, so then yeah, so that was From Software's like only PS exclusive before Demon Souls.
Demon Souls and Bloodborne are the only ones that are PlayStation
Okay.
exclusive.
Okay, very cool, very cool. Yeah, then maybe you won't. I don't know. Artie's got a good one. We need Shrek Rumble remake on PS6.
Yeah, that's the one everybody's looking forward to.
Not to completely talk about just video games. How are we feeling about the Switch 2?
I'm not gonna buy it, but I'm gonna play Mario Kart 9 on my regular Switch.
Nintendo's just a gimmick.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's all they do is gimmick people.
I had a kid, and then I started a YouTube channel with my buddy here, and I have not played my Switch since I was in the delivery room waiting for my son to arrive. It has been
Maddox bought me
sitting
a
in a
Steam
drawer.
Deck for my birthday, and that's been great because it's just a portable Dark Souls machine, and that's very nice. But like my Switch, I never use because I can emulate. I can emulate Mario Kart on my PC. So like, I have the copy already. I just play it through the PC. FromSoft has 3 exclusive owed to Sony.
I don't know what the third one is.
What's the other one?
No, he says
Bloodborne,
that
Demon
they're
Souls.
owed, so there's one more to come.
Oh, I see the
I
contract.
didn't know they still had any contract with them because they haven't done anything with them since 2015. That was the last time they had an exclusive game. They've released 3 games since then. 4 games since then.
Okay, so just one last thing on this, because didn't they cancel? Maybe I'm hearing this like wrong, but did they cancel the like God of War game?
They canceled a live service God of War.
Yeah,
game,
that was
which
gonna be
sounds so
garbage.
stupid.
Oh yeah, that's terrible.
Because Sony's been dumping a bunch of money into fucking live service games for absolutely no reason, thinking that they're going to recreate the Helldivers success, and it's just not going to happen.
No.
Right.
Oh, we are getting a Helldivers movie. That was something that also was announced at that when they showed off the fucking thing, the trailer for Until Dawn at the Sony press conference. We're getting a Helldivers movie.
I hope it's
so
not bugs.
basically
because
no, it's gonna. I was gonna say it's gonna be a remake of Super. I almost said Super Troopers, Starship Troopers.
I was like, those guys are skirting the line real fucking
Death
close,
Stranding,
man.
yeah, Death Stranding was a timed exclusive, but that wasn't from software.
Mm-hmm.
That was Kojima.
Yes. Anyway, why don't we move
Clown
on
in a
to some-
cornfield? Should we talk about that?
I was
Did
gonna
anybody
say
read
that
it?
I saw that in the chat there. I have not read it yet, but it's something I'm circling. I know there's an adaptation coming out soon.
No, the
Have you
movie's
guys-
coming out.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, okay.
Fucker.
Yeah, I haven't read the book, but I heard everybody said there's like multiple books.
Yeah, there's like 2 or 3 now.
It always
But-
just sounded kind of hokey to me, so I didn't think anything of it. Like I never really.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
I forgot to. Acres brought up.
Is that coming out this year?
They Follow and
think
It
so.
Follows. What, They Follow?
Yeah.
I think it
Could
was
be.
supposed to.
I'm not even aware that they've started filming.
Somebody else mentioned what would it be about? Like, what's the like idea? And they haven't really said yet.
We don't really know anything about this.
But I would assume that it's going to be like multiple things that follow somebody, and then maybe they get tangled up in multiple different people.
Yeah. Like if you have a gangbang, maybe then.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. But wait, that would have happened in the first one. Although,
Yeah, no.
okay, let's not.
It's a swingers
Yeah, the
on the
boat
party.
boat.
scene.
Yeah, on the
Yeah.
boat. I'm
Swingers
like, that would have maybe. I love It Follows.
Well, hold
That
on a
movie is
second.
fucking
Hold on a
fantastic.
second. Wait
Okay.
a minute. Wait a
Okay.
minute. Wait a
I'm
minute.
waiting.
So, like, if one guy and her canoodle,
Uh huh.
That's what I'm saying. You got to go
Hear
to a
me
swingers
out.
party.
hear
Okay.
me out.
Okay.
That would mean if she wanted to pass that to multiple people,
Mm-hmm.
that
DP.
that guy would have had to.
Yeah,
Oh.
Eiffel Tower.
Oh.
though. You
Yeah.
could do that
oh,
too.
That's
oh,
what you'd have to do.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's
With
like
our
Russian-
powers
Because if you take
combined,
turns, it's just going to be
they
whoever's
follow.
the last dude.
That's like Russian roulette. You just got to see who gets it.
Yeah.
Wait, is it? But is it whoever
Well,
finishes
so this.
first?
I was
or
just
is it
thinking-
whoever?
I don't know if they got that
penetrates
deep
first?
into the lore in the movie. I don't recall if they were touching on whether or not you had to climax in order to pass it on.
Oh, already
Right,
brought
that's
this
what I'm
up. Have
saying.
you guys seen this?
Yes. That would make for one hell of an It
segue,
Follows
perfect
sequel.
setup.
So the
It's like
first
the
movie
end of
was
Smile,
a
too.
debate or discussion on like sex as teens and stuff like that. What would be the extension of that? That's what I'm saying. Polyamory or
Yeah, I don't know.
like, what
I'm
is
really
going
curious.
on?
I fucking love It Follows. It's so good. It's one of the best Carpenter homages
Music
to me
is so
ever.
good.
The music is amazing. Disaster piece. I think it was Chris Stuckman that said something like, it sounded like they made it with a broken microwave. And I'm like, fuck yeah. And it works. Like,
It's
It
just
was
those
great.
couple of notes that like
Yeah.
just like resonate really well. Just kind of like that
Yeah.
Annihilation movie.
yeah, I loved that movie. Love the end. Here's my
Filming begins in March. Acres says.
the one thing
Oh.
where I was like kind of disappointed even when they just announced the sequel, because obviously I'm like, cool. I love It Follows. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. I think the ending of It Follows is such a good like open ending that like there was a part of me that was like, shit. Like it's kind of getting like confirmed what happens at the end, or at the very least there's a question answered that I didn't want answered, and that was, is it really dead? Because that final shot of It Follows is so fucking good. I've always loved how ambiguous that is. So
Okay,
Not a lot of
but
people
what if
like
they
those
were just
kinda
taking
endings, though.
turns? So, like, then would that mean that they'd have to the guy's friends would have to bang him
yes,
to pet? That's what I was getting at.
Or what if there was an intruder?
that's
No, Necro, knock it off. Get out of here. Get out of here with that. None of that.
I would watch that.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
Don't tell me that. That's one I can't wait. That's gonna be a Patreon exclusive episode. Luke's reaction to Wedding Trough.
I'm excited. I actually watch it once a year on Christmas.
Okay, yeah.
Luke's.
You know what
vegan,
has
so
become
he
a
has to
new
punish
Christmas thing
himself.
for me? I saw it once years ago, and then I rewatched it this December, and I was like, I'm watching this every Christmas. The Green Knight.
That's a
Absolutely.
good. That would be a nice Christmas one. Mm-hmm.
Dude, it takes place on Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that
does.
movie. It was pretty, but it was just.
Oh, I loved it so much. I didn't like it the first time I saw it. I thought it was like just boring and stupid.
What is it, Grendel? I can't remember.
Gawain.
Oh yeah,
The Legend of Gawain. But then I
always get
rewatched it.
confused.
I rewatched it after like reading a bit more about like the Arthurian legend
Well,
and like
thanks,
the
Akers.
knightly
We appreciate
virtues,
you.
and then I was able to like follow it more. And And then when I understood, I was like, I fucking loved it.
I don't know, man. I feel
I
like
don't
that's not
see
his
that.
kind of movie.
No, I don't see him doing something like that. But he does have 2 scripts that apparently are completely ready, and one of them is potentially a
Horror
Western. Western and The Night we know is done. But the Western,
Well, I heard
the
he was
reason I
going to do
wanted
the
to,
next Star Wars movie.
oh yeah,
Hell yeah.
the reason I wanted to mention the Western
Before
was
it gets
because Jaron
canceled.
Blaschke was talking about wanting to make it look like old wet plate photography, which like the kind of photographs that you would see from like the Old West. Very distinct visual style, so I'm really excited. Blaschke's a fucking wizard, so I
Where
can't
it's
wait
like
to see what he does with
splotchy,
that.
kind of.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That'd be
Um,
interesting.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, I did just come across
I like
this.
Westerns, actually.
Me too.
I don't know
I
what
love
it is.
Westerns.
Like, I want the old spaghetti, like Italian style. Like, I
Yeah.
like the hard, like dark crime kind of Westerns
I
where
like
nothing is held back.
Westerns are fucking brutal.
Yeah, like they can be really, like, the good ones are really brutal,
Yeah.
in my opinion. But I would
When
like,
you look at
I
something
could
like
see
Bone
any
Tomahawk.
version of that. I don't know why we don't play with that genre more.
Did you guys see this?
So
Mm.
this is weird because they're treating this like this is a new release. I've had
It's
this
not
for
a
2
new
years.
You've had this Steelbook?
Yes, I have it sitting. I have it sitting right next to me, actually.
I
Funny you
think
say that
it's,
because I've been rewatching. Look,
I think it's a re-release.
yeah, it's a re-release. They're treating it like it's new, but I have it right here.
Yeah,
And I've
they
had
just
this-
re-release it. Yeah,
I've had this since the show came out. So
they
I
ran
just
out
think-
of
I love that
copies.
cover.
That's why, and so they had to
Yeah.
re-release it again. Yeah, they didn't
Hell
think it was
yeah.
going to be as successful as it was. So
yeah, I guess.
Fucking
But
dumb.
it's a great release, and it looks amazing on 4K.
it's woke
I had
garbage.
somebody. I had somebody. Somebody said like they commented on, I forget what video it was, where I said something positive about a Western, and they were like, "You like Westerns? Gross." It's just like, I don't know. I'm just like,
That's
all
so
right,
vague.
what? Like,
What was it? I got something here. Somebody. I didn't even respond. I just laughed. But they were like, "Yeah, enough. Too much chatting."
Bro,
always.
And
I
I
had
was like,
someone
really?
comment that
Too
on my
much.
Lake Mungo video. They were like, "You talk too much." I'm like, "You
You're
put in a
just playing the
40-minute video
trailer.
essay. What the fuck were you expecting?"
I know, dude.
Like-
of all people, of us here, yeah,
We
it's like that's exactly what you do, dude. Like,
I had
We
someone
have
say too much of you and not enough of the movie on one. I was like,
right?
I'm not just gonna
Right.
play. They were criticizing me for it being a bad recap. I'm like, it's not a fucking recap. I agree, it's a shitty recap because that's not
We-
what it is.
we have this one guy who comments constantly if we don't put enough clips of the movie, and he's so annoying because he does it on new release movies. So it's like we only have what's available to us in the trailer. He's like, why didn't you recap the entire plot of the film? It's like, I don't know, because it's a spoiler fucking free review. It's like, what do you want? Like,
Wait, this isn't the movie? No, it's called a review.
Yeah, like it seems like people are expecting you to just like uninterrupted play clips of the movie and be like, and then this happens.
Yeah.
And
Hi,
then
guys.
they did. Then they go
These are the
here.
movies you should watch. I'm gonna go over here.
Like, don't
Well, there are
click on.
channels that do that. That's
I know.
why.
and that's where
I had.
there
I got
are
really.
people who will go ride or die for you though, and they're like, Mr. Boone was one of those who's
Yeah.
like, for us, where he sees people comment that on our videos, and he'll literally just like go out their throat and be like, "What do you want? Like,
Yeah.
this is just a spoiler-free fucking review, dude."
The funniest thing for me was the Terrifier 3 video where people were like, "You're talking." I'm like, "You clicked on an hour-long video. What the fuck?" They were like, "Get to the point." That was it. Someone commented, "Get to the point." I'm like, "This video is over an hour long. Why did you click it if you wanted something
you
fucking
know-
concise?"
They say when people say that in comment sections, it means that they don't last during bed.
Oh,
know
is
what I
that
mean?
what it
Is
is?
that what they mean?
Yeah,
They
that
don't-
means
they
that
don't
they
sleep
come
for
too
very
early.
long?
They're a little,
Right.
That's what I've heard anyway.
Yeah. That's what the professionals are saying. I'm just.
Yeah, that's what everybody tells me. So I don't know.
That's what the boss man says. Oh, that's why everything's so close up. I forgot I zoomed in, and my
I should
was
say
look-
that to somebody the next time they say some shit like
Yeah.
that. You know that they say, Freud would say,
Freud would say, "Hi, mom."
man. Ah,
You're not very good in bed.
Oh, I guess we should probably talk about the probably the big news of the week. This was the one that I was kind of after Until Dawn. This is the only other thing I could think of, but I kind of wanted to save this towards the end because I feel like we might end up talking about it a lot longer. But we did have the unfortunate news this week of
Yeah.
David Lynch passing away.
Yeah.
So not to bring the mood down, but
Hey, everybody.
It's
Dylan, you
unfortunate.
sent that news within 3 minutes of it first being public.
That was Brandon. I was
Okay.
in my car on lunch, and Let's Talk Horror Movies over here. Brandon, he tags us in everything on Twitter because he's the best, and he sent me that literally the second it drops. I don't know how he does it. He's a fucking madman.
Yeah.
And it just
Hang on.
I saw it, and I literally saw that, and I was like, I don't even know if this is true. I don't even know. And then I went on to like the Google, like I always Google stuff when people die first, just to see what that's saying. I went there, I clicked on it, and then nothing in news, nothing at all. Right after I sent that message to you guys, suddenly it started popping up, and I'm like, holy shit.
I wanted to go grab that just to have it with me while we talk.
Mm-hmm. But why don't we go around? We'll talk a little bit about David Lynch, some of our favorite films from. That's what I was gonna say. Luke is actually a big David Lynch guy, so he's been one of the bigger people that's gotten me more into his stuff because I had seen like Eraserhead and stuff, but we're gonna be doing a lot more of it for the rest of the year here. So Luke, take it away, sir.
Oh my gosh, David Lynch. I think honestly, my introduction to him was Elephant Man. I had to watch that in school.
Just watch that again this weekend.
And so that was like my big introduction. And then I remember in college, I was producing a TV show in college, and the general manager was like, "Have you seen Eraserhead?" And I was like, "No, I hadn't at the time." And he goes, "I think you'd really like that movie." And I had no idea what he meant. And I was like, I went and watched it, and I was like, okay, well, that was an experience. And like after Eraserhead, I just kind of started diving deep into David Lynch, Blue Velvet that Evan had. I mean, I rewatched that movie continuously. I think it's just so weird.
I don't know if there's any movie with more uses of the word fuck than Blue Velvet.
And it absolutely works. It's cinema. Now, and nowadays you hear so many things thrown around as Lynchian, and it's like, so I'm always so hesitant because it's like that's a big word to throw around, and so many people started throwing it around for their narrative, and a lot of times it does not work. David Lynch just had something about him that I don't think anyone's ever going to encapsulate. It's once he's gone, we're never going to see it again. There's going to be replications of it, but it's never going to be the same because just that storytelling, what he was able to do. My gosh, he's, I've never sat down and said who my absolute favorite filmmaker is, but David Lynch is easily in that conversation because I don't think there's anything about his. The one thing I have not watched, I own it. I bought it a few months ago. Inland Empire, I haven't seen yet. It's one that I'm certainly going to sit down.
One of the weirder ones, by the way. Literally.
You have me sold on it. Now I know it's a really long watch, I think, from the runtime on that one, but Lost Highways absolutely phenomenal. But his filmography is something I can go back and I can watch just all day. And I mean, he's easily in the conversation of one of my favorites just because of what he brings to the table.
Yeah. Alex, you got anything you want to say? Any films that kind of stick out to you?
I remember I was getting ready to like do something that day, and Christina was like, oh, "David Lynch died," and I was like, "Wait, what? What?"
It's kind of a big shock.
I choked up, man. I was like pretty upset about it, and I was like, "Why the fuck did you just tell me that now? Like, I have this shit I gotta do." I was like, "This fucks me up all day, dude." Like, and thing is like I'm like Luke. I saw Elephant Man first. That was like the first thing I knew of David Lynch, and then I met some friends in Florida. I lived there for like a short while because my girlfriend cheated on me and moved down there, and I was an idiot and followed after her.
Nice.
And I met some people down there though
Yeah.
that had a lot of movie experience, and they showed me Wild at Heart, which I fucking loved. And then they were like, "Let's go see Lost Highway," and I was like, "Okay." And this is like, you know, in my mind, the second Lynch film. I didn't even know he did Elephant Man because we didn't have IMDb back then. You know what I mean? Like, but like we went to see Lost Highway, and I fucking was like so into it. And they left the theater. They're like, "This is boring. I'm out of here." And I'm like, "Dude, I ain't leaving." I was like, they were like, "We'll wait for you outside." And I was like, "Okay," because I'm fucking loving this. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with you. But yeah, I don't know. There's just something about him in particular. He just did his own thing. He was his own person. He did his own thing. He had influences, but his influences were like, "Oh, hey, I wonder what it's like to be in a radiator." Like no one thinks that way. And everybody, like I had a friend that was like a writer who was like, "Oh, fuck David Lynch because he's just weird for weird's sake." No, I was like, "No, he's just weird."
That was him, like genuinely him.
Yeah, like he is just a weird guy. Like I've read his like biography. I've read his, you know, I've read all of the books about him. I've read, you know, like I was just really into him. And I remember one story that always stuck with me is that there was two actually. One is like he had a painting that he put a dead rat on, and he was fascinated with ants. So he let the ants like devour it, and then he lacquered over top of it, and then he sold that as an artwork. And it started smelling really bad and everything like that because like, you know, because he's weird, you know. Then another one was in Twin Peaks, if you've ever watched the TV series, Jack Nance, who's like the cook or like the guy who's in the back, he's like, "Someone put a fish in the percolator." And it's like just hearing David Lynch tell that story, because he's really good at telling stories. Like just sitting talking to him, he told the story of how that happened, and that they had drank coffee out of a percolator, which is an old coffee way that would make coffee, and someone had actually put a fish in the percolator. And like he tells this hour-long story about that one little snippet that's in his fucking TV show. And it's like, I don't know, there's just something about him I love. I admire that he stuck to his guns. That's what I liked about him.
Take it easy, Brandon. We'll catch you later. Love it. Love it.
I can say a million things about that guy.
Evan, how you feeling?
Okay, I mean, I was just shocked when you sent that over, and I've been like watching just videos of him speaking over the last couple days because he was such like a soft-spoken, eloquent, kind person, which is like
It's funny as hell too.
He's super funny. He's so
Like,
so sweet. He's
such a straight shooter.
Yeah, such a compassionate dude. And I really, really regret to say that I have only seen one fucking David Lynch movie.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what was going on. This was one of those things where a month ago, I went out to the store and I bought Blue Velvet, and I said, "This is the start. I'm going to go through all of David Lynch's movies," and I have most of his movies in my Amazon cart right now. So I bought this and I watched Blue Velvet, and then I was like, "This is amazing. I want to watch everything he's done." And then he died like 2 weeks later. So that. Did you think I've seen another one? Is there another one I've seen and I'm not aware of it?
No, you said, I think you literally said that in one of our live chats on this show that you were like, you had just watched Blue Velvet. I forget. Yeah. I remember you saying that. So.
And I'm like, literally just getting into his filmography now. And I could tell off this one movie. I was like, I'm going to love everything this guy fucking does.
And
like,
yeah, it was because we were talking about it, and I think he ordered it while we were actually.
No, I bought this in a store.
Well, there was one that you bought on, like,
Probably.
we were talking about it. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah,
but
I don't know. But this was something where it was like I was just getting into his movies and wanting to dive into it when this news occurred. So I was really shocked by how much it hit me, considering he like wasn't a big part of my upbringing or anything. But his inspiration over the genre is absolutely undeniable. And like, despite not having seen his movies, he's been a person that I have been very aware of for a very long time, and listening to him speak, because he's such just this like comforting, inspiring voice, because he was so for like one of the reasons he liked the idea of digital filmmaking was because he was like, this means more people can make shit. Like that was
Right.
his whole thing, was like, be creative, just do shit, fucking get it done. And that's it, he spoke about that in such a unique way that is going to just be forever missing now. There truly will never be anyone like David Lynch again. And I wish I had gotten more into his filmography prior to this happening, but
Yeah,
I
I
mean-
remember he's like an inventor too. Like
yeah,
he would just invent shit because he
know.
wanted to know how it worked.
because the dude was just brimming with creativity, and he was so
Right.
fascinating because it was like he would eat the same thing every day, because he was like, the more mundane my everyday life is, the more my mind is going to wander. So like he would intentionally make his day the most routine, by the numbers thing, so that when he was thinking about stories, they would be the wildest fucking things ever, because he'd be bored and his brain would like fill in the blanks of what he wasn't, of the stimulation that he wasn't getting in his day-to-day life. And I thought that was like a beautiful, what a deep, vast creative mind to have that sort of mentality.
Yeah, I've only seen a handful of his films myself. It's Blue Velvet is one that I have not seen,
It's great.
and we're
It's
going to
so
be
fucking weird.
That's one of the first. That's one of the first things we're going to correct as we go through, because Luke had pitched the idea of doing a kind of like going through and doing some classic reviews for some David Lynch stuff over the next couple months,
I
and
want to do that.
I'm
too,
down
yeah.
because it's one of those. He's one of those filmmakers that like every time I've seen a movie from him, it's unlike anything I've ever seen. It's very strange. I don't know if I necessarily love it, but it is one of those things where I'm always thinking about it afterwards.
Mm.
And Eraserhead's a big one for me there. I just rewatched Elephant Man because that was actually the first one I'd ever seen. My dad had recommended that to me when I was younger, and it's such a really heartfelt, tragic story. But there's still some of that like kind of humanness to it, I guess is weird to say. It's like, because it's you think it's such a the movie is so absorbed with his condition, but he's still such a normal guy, and I think that's kind of the beauty of it, and there's still a lot of that in there. Wild at Heart is one that I've seen that I enjoyed. That's a
I
pretty
love that
crazy movie. But I think probably my biggest regret that I need to rectify this year is, and I've been meaning to for a long time. Oh, and I got to say before I jump into that, Mulholland Drive is another one I adore. I watched Mulholland Drive. I know we were just talking about Until Dawn, but because of David F. Sandberg's video about jump scares, he talks about how that has like the greatest jump scare of all time with the homeless woman.
I haven't seen it.
I ended up watching the whole movie because of that, and it's great. It's excellent. It's weird as fuck, but I love it.
Oh, I saw that. The YouTube video you're talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah,
from
he's
a
like-
few years ago.
recommended,
Yeah.
but
It's
I
a really
haven't
good
watched it
breakdown.
yet because I'm trying
It's
to avoid it.
Definitely probably in my top 3 from him. I have the Criterion, but I'm gonna go with Twin Peaks is my biggest regret right now. I need to watch it because I've heard
Same.
nothing but good things about that show. All I know is it is about a girl that gets murdered. I know nothing else.
And it inspired Lake Mungo in a lot of ways too. Alice Palmer, Laura Palmer. There's all sorts of parallels.
so I
It's
need
gonna
to
be a little
I need to
weird for
finally
you
dive into it.
because even rewatching it for me, like, and I was a fan. There's a lot of crying in the first 3 episodes. Like, everybody breaks down into like the most insane amount of tears. Like, it's crazy.
And it's not that long because isn't it like 2 seasons and then the movie,
No,
the
3
Fire Walk With Me?
seasons.
Oh,
They-
because the revival.
yeah, they did the revival and then they did the movie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I truly think that it's one of those people where it's like, I just saw Necro even put in there like that he didn't never understood all the hype. His work is unique and interesting, but everything I've seen I enjoyed once, have no desire to watch again. And I think that's totally fair. I
Yeah.
think like it's completely understandable if it's somebody that like, if his work is something where it's like you can respect it and you respect the man for what he's able to go out and do. But I think like to really enjoy it and get into it, it's almost like you have to have kind of that like appreciation of just, this is truly somebody who just does not give a fuck
Yeah.
about the system, about when it comes to Hollywood and the movies. It's like, he's just gonna figure it out and make the movie he wants to make. And
Have you
that's
seen
it,
that
you know?
clip of him where he's filming something and the
He's yelling
producer
at the
is like,
producer.
the producer's like, do you really you want to do that close up? And he's like, yeah. And she's like, this scene might get a little long. And he just goes, who the fuck cares how long the fucking scene is? Jesus fucking Christ. Like, it's just like, I'm making my fucking movie here. Piss off.
Yep. Yep.
I don't know what it is that I necessarily
Acres
like
of movie
what
says
drew
what
me to
hype-
it. I
what
think it was
hype?
just so different than anything else.
Yeah,
That's what
there's
was
so much
really...
hype around it. What is...
Akers also said no A24 or Neon without David Lynch. I think he's probably a contributing factor. He's definitely
totally.
somebody who gives us the he's somebody who, as weird as this is gonna sound, because he's not really like a mainstream kind of like, he's weird, like, you know. And
He's
I
in a
mean, we've
weird
been
spot.
saying that because it's like, yeah, it's like I've hear people like that I don't expect to like his movies who know of him and have seen his movies. And I think a lot of that comes from Twin Peaks, because that was a huge show for a lot of people even after they discovered it when it went off the air. So
Yeah.
it's like, you know, it's
He did struggle to get funding on movies like later in
Mm.
life. Because it's an unfortunate thing that like often the more creative you get, the harder it is to find funding for it, because it gets to a point where like realistically the market, like the odds that a David Lynch movie was going to make its money back in 2024 is very low,
no.
which fucking
Right.
sucks.
Producers are not artists.
No.
That's the problem. They're business
Who-
people.
Well, and that's exactly what that clip was them
Yeah.
being like, you might want to cut this down, and he's literally like, fuck off, I'm making my movie.
What do you there was a director recently, someone who just put something out that like we knew, it was Kevin Costner. With like his Horizon movie. It's like, say what you will about him, but it's like the dude funded that all himself
Yeah.
and everything, because it's like he knew that it was not going to make money.
Yeah.
He did it because it was something that he was passionate about. He left his fucking easy, I could just hop on and do another 5 seasons of Yellowstone show,
Yep.
because he wanted to go make that fucking movie. So say what you will,
I
but
want to clarify on what Akers is asking, because I think there's a miscommunication of what we mean when we're saying hype with David Lynch movies. We're not saying he's overhyped.
No, I think
We're just saying that like people love his film. Like there's a lot of like reverie for his work in the filmmaking industry. That's all we're saying. We're not saying that he's overhyped or that he didn't deserve it or that there's like, it's none of that. It's we're praising it.
David Lynch is one of the directors that people talked about before people talked about directors.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's kind of the thing.
Like
it
this is what we're
is.
talking about. Is like he's one of those names where it was like spoken with a ton of reverie.
Yeah, it's because he was just so
Reverence.
just different and just so
Yeah.
I don't know.
that's like that's what I meant when I was saying like he's in a weird spot, because it's like my grandparents would know who David Lynch is.
Yeah,
And they would talk about some of his movies and probably Twin Peaks, but like I don't expect them to know who David Lynch
Sure.
just
Yeah.
based off of his filmography. And just watch, like if you sat down and told me that my grandma and grandpa watched Lost Highway, I'd be like, there's no fucking shot. Like there's no way. Like Mulholland Drive, no, that's not their kind of movie. But like they know who he is. They know
Yeah.
him very well. Also, I gotta say, I do think his passing was one of the big reasons why I've had Dune on the back burner for a while. Mostly because I wanted to watch both part 1 and 2, and then I realized that the story's not done yet and they're gonna do 3. So I was like, okay,
have you not seen
I'm
them?
not waiting anymore. Oh no, I've seen all the movies.
He means the David Lynch one, yeah.
Yeah, I saw the David Lynch one, and then I actually went and decided, since he passed, it was one of those things going back and remembering he did do a Dune. I was like, I think that might have been a contributing factor to why I started that last week. So
Yeah, sure.
I put them all in order, so I have like his shorts, which are like the Grandma, Alphabet, and then it's like
Mhm.
Eraserhead,
The
and
Alphabet
then all the way
is
down.
freaky as fuck.
I want to see the Straight Story too, because I never did give that movie a shot.
That's the lawnmower
so-
one, right?
Yeah, some people say that's like one of his most pure, like, because he would say like there's like weirdness and everything, even just regular life.
But that
Yeah.
was that a Disney movie?
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. That's so
Yeah,
crazy.
it is really
Like-
weird, right? Well, I
Yeah.
think he thinks Dune is probably the weirdest movie he ever did, as far as like, because it was so outside the box for him to be that in the box.
Yeah.
You know, and I think he overthought it, and that's why he's always hated it.
Yeah.
But
You
I
know
think
what's,
it's one of the. I think it's better than the fucking new movies, to be honest with you, because I think it looks better.
I'm gonna disagree.
I haven't seen the original, but I did. Love Dune
but I
too,
can't.
man.
I can't. I only do that. I love all the respect to David Lynch in the world, but that's my favorite filmmaker. The guy who's doing those
I
right
just
now.
did
So-
not like Dune 1.
Yeah, it's
at
all
all.
set up. Dune 1 is all set up for the second movie.
Yeah, well, don't be a bunch of bitches. Watch.
I
the
liked
movies.
it. I liked it.
Listen,
Anyway.
guys, in order
You
to
guys
enjoy
gotta
this
trigger me
movie,
again.
you have to watch an hour and a 2-hour movie
Pretty much.
to lead up to that in order to enjoy.
Yeah, it's called setup, Alex. It's called taking
Yeah,
its
okay.
time.
Well, then make one movie.
You know what?
God, don't
what
break
was
the
another
immersion, you stupid bitch.
another one of my favorite quotes from him? Like, I haven't even seen the movie yet, but like one of my favorite things was he was in an interview and he goes like, "Yeah, and I think that Eraserhead was
Yeah,
my most
I
my
love this.
most spiritual movie." And the interviewer is like, "Can you elaborate on that?" And he's like, "No."
No.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I think he gets off on knowing what it means more
Totally.
than anybody.
Totally.
I think it's partially because, like, to him it means something, and to everybody else it doesn't. So he's
That's
like,
what's up, Zoe. Thank you for having
"Why
my back.
tell anybody? Because
Bro,
they're never
I
going to
agree with you.
understand
I
it."
like both of those.
I know. She's just
As
she's
soon as
got
you
my
finish
back,
a film,
right?
yeah, people want you to talk about it, and it's the film is talking. Yeah, I can respect that.
Yeah.
Ari Aster is the same way with that, where like when his movies come out, he's like, I don't want to talk about it. I just spent years making this thing. Let me.
One of those guys that I knew that was in a bigger band than
Absolutely.
me, you know, and I went on tour with, he was always like a big, he always thought like, don't tell anybody what your songs are about or your movies are about, because he said, I used to, and then I met some people who had a different opinion on it, and telling them is like kind of destroying that moment for them. So he's like, why? Once it's out there, it's not yours.
I do the same thing. Like when I write music, I get people all the time asking me what it's about. I'm like, just like whatever,
Yeah.
Gang.
forever and always, brother.
Although
There
I
you
did
go.
have some people saying some of my songs were something that I would definitely not want to represent myself as. And I was like, nah, that's not what that's about, dog. Like,
Yeah,
no.
I guess sometimes it is important to clear that up.
Yeah. Just because I wear, like, you know, military gear does not mean that I'm a part of that, motherfucker.
Are you talking about stolen valor, Alex? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
no. Worse than that, bud.
No, I feel you.
It's more
But-
Elon Musk territory recently
Right.
with
Well,
his
gentlemen,
Roman salute.
Yeah, I saw that.
We
Actually, I
have,
saw that you shared it.
we've reached the 2-hour mark of the show,
Yes.
and I think that conversation was perfect. It kind of
I think it's a
coincided
good
into
spot to
the end
close
of
it, yeah.
the good way to do that. I did not know how that was going to time up. So, but yeah, let's get into the wrap up here. Anything? Anybody got anything on the horizon we can keep an eye out for? Starting with Alex.
Yes. I've got a review coming up for 1978. It's a new film from Argentina, I believe. And it's not going to come out for a while, but you guys should pay attention. I won't spoil a damn thing about it other than what I think about it. I'm pretty good at that, I would say. I got a lot of interviews coming up. I got a guy who I wanted to come on for our Monday thing, but he never gets off until Tuesdays and Thursdays. This guy, Kevin Martin, who was in the movie The Last Video Store, which me and him have become really good friends, especially since last night I accidentally text him instead of my friend who was arguing with me about something and started yelling at him for no reason. And he was like, dude, I don't know what I did. I don't understand. So I got Kevin Martin coming on. He's a really nice guy. Fucking the best guy to get angry at because he didn't even get mad at all. I got the director of Deus Irae coming on, which is a Scream box title that you guys should be watching. One of the best movies of last year. Some people say it's convoluted. I get it. And then I also got another interview with the guy who did 1978 coming up too. So I got a lot of stuff. Got a haul. I got all kinds of shit.
If there's an Argentinian horror film coming out, You know damn well Alex is going to
talk
cover
about it. Yeah.
I don't know what it is, man. I'm just drawn to them, like literally.
They make good movies.
Not
They make
all of
some
them,
bangers.
but you know.
Hey, I will say the not the last one I saw, but one of the last ones I saw was my favorite movie of 2022. So for 2023, was that? Wait, yeah,
Talking about
2023.
When Evil
Yep.
Lurks.
Yep.
Yep.
Mhm. That's
That's
a
E-Ray, man.
banger.
If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it
What up,
immediately.
Hayden? Popping in at the last second
Yo,
here,
what's
brother.
up, buddy?
What's happening, man?
Yo, what's up, man?
But what the fuck was that, Alex?
That's my cool guy
His
talk.
alter
Cool
ego
guy
came out for a
voice.
second.
Evan, what's happening over in the graves, man?
Yeah, I mean, I just dropped a video on the 2010 remake of The Wolfman, the Benicio del Toro film.
You're watching that before bed,
Which is
My
on
night
Shutter,
night
by the way,
social.
guys.
Is it?
Yeah.
The next movie that I'm talking about, this video is done. It won't be out till next week. This is also on Shutter, which makes me super happy. I seem to, in the last couple months, have this superpower of just happening to make movies at times when they're getting new releases, or like when announcements for things are coming out for them. And it just so happened that the time that I was making a video about The Righteous, Mark O'Brien's The Righteous, it was getting added to Shutter. Which is very, very exciting because this is a movie that I think it deserves so much more recognition than it gets. It's fucking awesome. So I have a video coming out. That'll be the last video of January. And then after that, it's going to be Long Legs, which has been super requested for a long time. I'm excited to dive into that. I don't want to spoil the entirety of February, but February is going to have some pretty big titles in it. So we're starting with Long Legs, and I'm very excited for that one. But The Righteous, I think, is the thing I'm most excited about right now, just because I really, really want it to get more attention. But that's kind of it for me.
Understood. I like it. I'm ready for stinky legs. Let's go.
Boring legs.
No, I like long legs.
kidding.
But Luke, what you got going on, man? I know I'm the other part of this, but I don't know what the plans are. We don't got nothing.
We
in the
wing
bag.
it. We go day to day on this thing.
Pretty
But
much, yeah.
you know, I'm working on a list for Sunday. I already talked about a couple of the interesting films that I already got to take a peek at. So
just a sneak peek for the people on the live.
yeah, we got a couple more on that list, and then I'm working on something else. I still got to do a little bit of research on it, but I don't know. Dylan, you also have you got us into a shark movie, I think.
I did get us into a
coming up.
shark movie, and I got to do a review of that this week. Before I think it's releasing tomorrow, so I'll just do a little pre-promotion because I'm definitely falling behind on it. But that the latest list video definitely put me in a bind. So
Well, it's doing very well. So
I know it is. I appreciate all of you. If you're coming from that, thank you. If you haven't seen it yet, I appreciate it. If
I
you
have not
do,
had a chance to watch it yet, but I am planning on it.
I appreciate it. It's a good one. But
I'll
this
decide
one,
that.
well, I guess, yeah, that's very true. This one, it's called Into the Deep, and it's the Scout Taylor Compton shark movie. I don't know if anybody saw the trailer.
I
It's
not aware of
it's
that.
got I almost said Roy Scheider. It's got Richard Dreyfuss in it.
yeah.
He plays a small role in it. I've watched most of it, and that's what I got so far. So it's
not under Paris too, or
no, not yet. It's under Paris 2. We don't need that. I'm good at that. But no, it's that's something, you know, I've had a couple of good werewolf movies. I can say that Luke and I can at least agree on that. We've had some good ones. I think it's time that we get a good shark movie because I've been suffering for a little while. You know, I'll give any shark movie a try.
Oh, we have
But it's
no
been a
movies
while.
right now. That's why you're getting so many lists. Like, there's just no new movies. We gotta we gotta catch it when it's hot, and then we gotta put it out when it's interesting. And nobody's interested in the stuff that's been coming out.
That's why you got to wait a
coming
year
out.
before making a video about any movie, like I do.
Oh yeah.
No, I make and plus, like, honestly, I like making the list. It gives me the big thing about it is it gives me an opportunity, and I say this all the time, to talk about like multiple movies all at once. So it makes my ADHD
It's a
brain
great
very
format.
happy. So it's like, because like that happens all the time when I was like trying to do the video essay thing, like Evan, where it's like I start writing one and then I think of another movie like 2 days into writing, and I'm like, oh, I want to talk about this now. It's like I get to kind of bounce around, so it's nice.
I'm always
Makes
working
me feel
on
good.
2 videos at the same time, so that's kind of fun. It keeps it fresh.
Mm-hmm.
My
Yeah, I think
my weekly watch list thing is why I love doing it, because
it's
and
great.
you know
I
me, I
enjoy
was
it.
like
I watch it all the time.
anti-list, remember?
Yep.
But it's given me an opportunity to go through all these movies that I have been gifted, and that to me is like, oh my god, I feel like I'm catching up now. Finally, like
I like it. It's definitely becoming a cornerstone of your channel this year, where it's starting to become something I look forward to each week. So
I love it. Yeah.
I think you're starting to see that with your
I was
return on
getting
those
burned
views.
out
So
by doing everything I didn't want to do. Like, even if I liked the movie, it was like, I didn't want to watch that. I wanted to watch this. And that kind of takes away from watching movies a little bit. So now I feel happier. Like, I don't feel as depressed as I was.
Makes a
I
big
feel like-
difference, right?
yeah,
And
it
that's-
really does, dude. Like,
that's something that we've kind of seen this year too, because like we've gotten some offers for some screeners, but like, you know, it'll be in there. Luke and I'll talk about it on the phone like a day or two later and be like, I don't know, it just doesn't, it's not really screaming at us. It's like it's okay, and it has been light so far this January.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's just like some of the offers we've gotten, it's like it's not necessarily even horror. A lot of it's like thrillers or action movies, and
Sure.
it's like
something
nah.
adjacent.
I have felt so freed since I decided to just like not pressure myself into reviewing like every new movie that comes out.
But then it
Like,
sucks
right-
because
I
a
just,
movie
like-
like Presence will come out, and it's like, well, that's fucking 45 minutes from us, so we have to go.
Well, I'm
make
not
a
going to make a
special trip
video
out
about
there.
it right away. I'll make one, like I have it on the list for later in the year because I'll do a deep dive on it. But it's like, I don't want to feel like I'm, I don't know, trapped on the schedule, right? So like
That's
I'll
one thing.
save
One of
it.
my buddies who does a lot of reviews, he does like he'll watch like 40 movies a week. It's like ridiculous. And I'm like, you don't have to review everything,
Yeah.
right? I'm like, maybe just make a list or something like that. I was like, you know more movies than anyone I've ever met. But like, and he was getting burned out by it. So it's like, now he's just going to start watching what he wants. And I was like, that's really good for you,
It's the
man.
best.
Like, yeah, if he's watched so many crappy movies that it's like when you watch, like literally, I've watched like 5 bad movies in a row, and you start to doubt. It's like you got to take a step back.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's like watch something you want to watch, or you're gonna fucking lose your mind.
I will say on this latest video, the last thing I'll say, and then we'll definitely wrap up, is I've recently, or just this last couple of comments that I saw while we were sitting here, I had the studio open again. A lot of people have been saying this today where they're like, I'm going to subscribe, and I really appreciate that. Thank you. I don't want you to turn this into a series, because I guess I came off a little fucked up by the end of this thing, which was a little bit like, they were a little bit like, yeah,
But you're
don't
probably
do this.
relieved because you don't
do this
want
to
to do
yourself.
that.
Yeah, I think the thing about it was like I didn't space out my ending enough, because like
Yeah.
sometimes like I'll, especially with like the disturbing ones, if I talk about a movie that's pretty gross, I'll give myself like, all right, I've rewarded myself with 10-minute break of sitting here doing something for fun. And then like this one, I should have done more of that, but I just wanted to get it over with. So the last segment of my outro, I'm just talking about how this really took it out of me, and it did. It was definitely. I
You need
don't
a
want
life
to
cleanser.
because like these are the things I don't really love these movies. Like none of these movies are movies that I would recommend.
Yeah.
So it was tough. So the next thing I do after you have to watch the list. Oh, come on, man. You ain't getting away that
There's
easy.
an easy
man.
way to find out.
Trust
Watch the
me,
video.
brother. You'll be impressed. You'll be proud. But yeah, no, it's one of those things. It's not gonna. It's if I do another one of these, it's gonna be a while. There will be a
Sure.
little bit of a gap because that's it. But yeah,
Gape,
just a gape. But yeah,
trowel.
no, too close to trough.
Trough.
But alrighty. That's gonna wrap it up here, fellers. That's everything we got. Yeah, thank you so much for sitting with us. This was fun. This was good. As always. Are we doing now? Let's settle this real quick. Are we doing Dark and the Wicked? It'll be on our channel.
Yes.
But are we doing it next week?
Yeah.
Or not next week, the week
The
after
week
next?
after, yeah.
Yeah, my
Okay.
apologies for that. I'm sorry. I really
You're chilling.
felt bad about that.
You're chilling.
No, you're a piece of shit, and we do not.
I
forgive
thought we
you.
were like going, yeah, we should do that, you know.
Alex,
but I was
we will never forgive you.
You're all good, dude. We'll do
You
it.
are not
Yeah,
all
we'll do
good.
it on Splattered.
Don't let this
Splattercast.
fellow
And if you-
lie to you.
And if you guys who are watching now love money, come to our Discord on my channel. You'll be able to get thousands of dollars and free movies. So
Yep, it's
Don't
true.
forget to plug the Discord. You think
All
that we
right.
would have learned this by now? I would really like it if you'd stop gearing me up here, Evan, because you're starting to make me nervous. I saw your little smirk.
Gearing. Oh,
I know what you're getting at here, and I don't
I'm
want
just
it. but-
smiling, man. I'm trying to be friendly. I'm
All
trying to make you feel warm.
wait, what
and
do you mean?
welcome.
As-
No,
as
fill
a-
me in.
What?
No,
Oh,
'cause
it's
I'm-
because
just
I
for the
always fuck up the
outro.
outro. So, but anyway, that's gonna wrap us up here. So until next time, long live the void, stay scared, and we hope you've enjoyed your stay. Thanks, guys. Look at that, no problem this time.